It is saying you're live. Nice. I will
Hello, friends. How are you doing today? Can you hear me okay? I am so excited to have you here this morning. My name is Elf Firespray, and I paint miniatures of games that I love, such as Star Wars Legion, Ankh, and many others. I want to welcome each and every one of you here today. See Sophie Wiley, Book of Nerds, Rebel Run Gaming, Trash Panda, James Abrasil, Foxy1. Thank you so much for being here. I see Psychosis too. Hey, Chris. And Tantalores. How's it going, guys? So happy to have you because I am so excited that this actually happened. And I I'm gonna be joined by someone that needs no introduction. And here he is. Welcome, Rodney Smith, to the fire spray hangar.
Hey,
Yay!
am I here?
Yes,
Am I
I
on?
think so. Yes.
Okay.
Can everybody see him and hear him okay?
I
Okay,
don't
let,
know if
let,
anyone's going to be able to tell us apart, Al. What
well,
we're wearing.
okay, wait, hang on.
You've
I
got
need
to
to
explain
clarify
this.
this. I
You've
need
got to
to
explain
explain
this.
this. I okay. We have several different times. Okay, you are 2 hours ahead of me.
Yeah.
I got up at 6 in the morning, and I was wearing this already. So I don't know what time you were up, but I was not planning this. Okay, that's my point.
Oh, we're getting an echo. Echo on me, they're saying.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me see.
I'll try not to talk.
Okay, try now.
What about now? Is there still an echo, everybody? Let us know. Could be something in OBS needs to be muted.
Yeah, I muted something, and maybe that's what it was.
Let us know, chat. Better.
Let us know, chat. Yeah.
Here's the thing about echo. It's not better. It's got to be gone.
Yeah.
Tommy, is it better or is it gone? Because that's what we want. We want gone.
No echo now.
Okay, good.
I got this. I got this. Thank you, John. Book of Nerds, for being my tech guru this week.
That's right.
And yes, I was saying that I got this first. Okay. And when you told me, I was driving my kids back from school when you sent me that message that you had posted something on Instagram, and I looked at your shirt, and I'm like, should I tell him? Should I say something? No, I'm not going to, because I don't want him to change. Okay, we're in this mindset where I'm not gonna mess up with that
Listen,
energy. Okay,
it's like a destiny that this was meant to happen
right?
today, right? The flannel says so.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Dolores, for those
Oh, very
subs.
kind.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. Oh man. You know what? No, my alert box is just not working. What's going on? Well, there
Juno
we go.
concerned that I
Sorry.
might accidentally grab my paint water
Yeah.
and have it
Yeah.
step. It's true.
You
You got
know
to be
what?
careful of
I'm
that.
way ahead of you because this is what I have to do. So I don't do that because it has happened so many times. So put it in a bottle. So I know this is what I need
Smart.
to use.
I'm gonna
Thank
try
you
not to.
so much, Tantalores, for those subs. I really appreciate it. Look at all those fire sprays just flying about and following another ship.
I'm
Only
very
flannels
impressed by
true.
your
Yeah.
setup. Very impressed
Oh,
by your setup here because you're
okay.
working in a very like organized, intimate space there. I know
I'm a
because before we
psycho.
went
You should know
live,
that about me. Yeah. I am a psycho, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I am very organized oriented to the
yeah.
point of annoyance, but that's just who
I'm,
I am. So
I think I'm cut from I'm a similar way. I've got like the paints that I want to paint with. I got them organized in a row here of like
hmm
start, what's next, what's next, what's next.
okay, glad
Got
to
my
see I'm not
brushes
the
over
only
here.
one,
Yeah,
the only psycho. I'm not the only one.
I'm
Not
with you.
people know about it. Let's see. Psychosis says it's too hot for me to wear flannel. Sorry, I broke the trend. Yeah, you're way down south, but I'm in Minnesota, and Rodney's in Canada, which Minnesota
Yeah,
is pretty much Canada at this point.
yeah,
So yeah, it's still in the I don't know, it's the 50s here right now. So
yeah. It's still
it's
cool.
okay. It's
It's
nice.
definitely still a
Yeah.
bit cool for sure.
Yeah. Sophie says like the shirts. though it does make me think of Monty Python song.
Lumberjack song. Very
Lumberjack
nice.
song. Oh
Well, we're
man.
excited because we're going to be painting some
Yeah,
miniatures today,
yes. Just
which is
saying hi
kind of
to
wild.
everyone. And let's go start this. Get this part started. Let me switch my thing here. And now you can see what I'm going to paint.
What are you going to be painting today, Al?
I'll be painting because I know you like birds, right?
I sure do.
Okay, that's not why. I just looked at this and I
Coincidence.
just liked it. But this is what I'm gonna paint or attempt to. Bennu from Ankh.
Mm,
It's a very very impressive mini. I love the model, and you know
nice,
that
very cool.
they say that the Greeks. This is a moment of learning right now. Okay, so the Greeks based the legend of the phoenix on Bennu.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
It makes sense. I can certainly see some similarities there, for sure.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Are you saying Minnesota is Canada light?
Light. One or the other.
Maybe.
It's
So how
funny. I
are you
remember the first.
doing?
I
How are
remember the
you
first
doing
time I
today?
met a Minnesotan,
Oh yeah.
and they uh, they said people will say sometimes we sound Canadian, and I was like, I heard it for the first time. It's like the first time I heard
What?
what I sound like, kind of,
Oh,
because it wasn't quite the same, but I could hear the notes of it.
I think yeah, I think I saw a video that you posted about like what like how like why do they say that Canadians pronounce things this way? And then you found a video that somebody just totally
Yeah, I
was
found a
pronouncing
Canadian
it
who was
that way,
speaking. Yeah,
but you
I,
don't
I
speak
found
like that.
I found a Canadian who spoke in the way I imagine Americans think we speak.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, that's why they think And it's funny because this person was from the West Coast in
Okay.
like British Columbia. And I thought, well,
Okay.
that's just north of Hollywood. So,
Yeah.
and Hollywood's where a lot of like ideas come from about, what do
Yep.
Canadians sound like in
Yeah.
television shows and movies, right? So that's
Right.
probably what they're used to thinking Canadians sound like. So it makes sense that they would kind of play up that accent from that side of the country.
Do you have like
East Coast
different
Canadians,
accents too?
yeah,
Depending where you live in Canada, I suppose
for
so. I
sure.
mean, it's such a big country.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. Like Newfoundland, Cape Breton accents, very distinct, even from an East Coast Canadian perspective. And yeah,
Do you have anyone that sounds like Texans or something like that? What's the Canadian
I
version of
wouldn't
that?
say so. I wouldn't
Okay.
say we've got anything quite to that degree.
With that kind of lang, like just I don't know. It took me
No.
a bit to catch those actually. It's funny because now I can hear it, but when I first moved here, I'm just like I don't I don't see the difference. And now I'm just like, how couldn't I hear that difference?
You've already
But
started painting.
oh
I didn't
yeah,
realize it
sorry.
had started. It had begun.
Oh yeah. I'm 50% there already.
What? Slow
Just kidding.
down. I should show everyone what I'm painting here. I'll
Yeah.
just 1 second. I'll get it up there. I'll hold it up to the camera
Show us
so
what you
people
are doing
can see what
today.
we're doing. I haven't painted in a little while, so this is I'm a little nervous because
How
I'm
long has it
painting. Well, it's been probably about 6 or 7 months, or maybe longer. The last time I painted was when I was posting on Instagram the model that I had painted. I don't know when that was, so
Yeah, that was a while ago.
that feels like it was a while ago to me.
Yeah.
Um,
Let me see what they're saying.
Let
Take
me.
off
I'll hold up the
hoser.
model. Let me see if I can.
Uh,
Sure. Hold on. I need
yeah,
to switch
I can see
views.
it pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's the model that I'm trying to paint today. You can
Neat.
see actually I'm trying something different.
Yeah.
I primed it in a silver,
Okay,
which is
like
not usually what I
yeah.
would do.
I was gonna ask you because it does look pretty shiny. So
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
you prime
So
it in like lead belcher or something?
because I'm
Yeah.
going to do a contrast paint over top of it, and so I'm
Oh
sure
yeah.
some
Yeah.
of your viewers might know, but a contrast paint is kind of like a very watery paint
Yeah.
that has the darkest parts will pool, like it will pool
Hmm.
in the recesses, and it
Yeah.
tends to fall off of the high areas, creating sort of three layers of color in a way, like a
Hmm.
deep highlight and a midtone all in one paint. It's like magic.
Yeah. You just
And it's
have to
meant
be careful though. You have to check because some contrast paints have a lot of pigmentation,
yes.
and they're kind of you have to dilute them a bit. but most of them are a little more like thin and clear, and yeah, they look awesome on metals, on metal
And
primer.
they
That's
work
true.
best on very textured surfaces. So if you have something that's very like furry or has a lot of bumps, and it's great
Oh
because it
yeah,
has stuff
it's
to run
great.
into. If you
Yeah,
have flat surfaces, which frankly this uh, soldier has a lot of flat surfaces, it can be a little,
trickier
yeah,
to
it,
use
it
those.
doesn't
Yeah,
always work as nicely. So
yeah.
you kind of have to
Let's
push it
see
around a little
here.
bit.
Elle has been training to be a speed painter. With like, yeah, okay. I've been invited to another stream where they do speed painting in an hour,
Oof.
and the two hosts, like, they invite you over, and
Yeah.
then you pick which one you want to kind of battle against. So I went there twice, so I faced both of them and I won both times. Because then,
Really?
yeah,
So
because
how
then
is it
people,
judged?
okay, so the chat is awesome because you paint in an hour, and people during the time that you're painting try to mess up with you. So the channel redemptions are like, okay, L paints a guess without glasses for 2 minutes, or do
Oh my
squats for a
gosh.
minute, or paint with your left hand for a minute. So it's just kind of like things and you have only an hour to finish the model. Then
Right.
when you are done after the hour, then chat um decide, they put it to vote, and then chat votes on which one wins, or which one's the best one. But all of this while you're trying so hard to get things done, and they just tell you to do all these things. It's really fun.
Yeah. I was
It's called
even
Pure
thinking like
Rush Hour. It's really fun. You should check it out.
even coming on here and just trying to talk at the same time as painting. Like normally if I'm painting, I'm
In the
I might be
zone.
yeah, I might be listening to a podcast or something, but I'm
Yeah.
not trying to actively form sentences. Yeah. So so even now I'm like it's like trying to chew gum and walk at the same time or something. I'm gonna do my best, but I worry that the miniature might suffer or my conversation might suffer. I don't know which or the other. We'll see.
Gotta pick one or the other, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay, Rodney, I have a few questions from some followers and some friends that
Okay, so it's
they
gonna be like
just
a little
wanted
mini challenge
to,
here. I gotta talk and paint.
yeah, think. I mean, the whole thing, yeah. And
All
you have
right.
to do this in 90 minutes. So,
Okay.
alrighty. So, the first question I want to ask you comes from a very dear friend of mine. Well,
Oh yeah.
actually, yeah, they are. His name is Aaron, and his wife
Yes.
Christine. I think like the first time I met them, the first thing they said is like their dream is to play board games with you someday.
Oh,
Like
lovely.
they're
Well,
just like so nice. So Aaron and Christine, if you're there, when I told them that you were, I was streaming with you, there might have been a little bit of squealing, but no, I'm just kidding.
well, hello to both
So
of you. I hope you do get to see this. If so, thank you for the kind words. That's very
yeah,
nice. I hope we do
they
get a
are
chance to play a
amazing.
game sometime.
They are amazing people. I love them. And Aaron has this question: what are your top three games, and why do you like them?
Ooh, we're starting with the
That's a
big
tough one.
questions.
Yeah, I know.
The top
I
three.
know. Yeah.
Well, it's
Top
interesting,
three.
because people who've watched my show for a while might know I don't typically review or offer
Right.
opinions, but I'm not on my own channel right now, so we can break the
Yeah.
rules a little bit.
Chaos. I told
Chaos,
you.
yes.
Told you. Okay.
It is challenging for me to pick my favorite games. I will give an answer to this question, but I'm going to preface it a little bit because that's what I do.
It's
Um,
hard though. I get it.
it's difficult because I remember one time I tried to rank my games just privately, just for my own sake. I took
Hmm.
all the games I have and I took
Yeah.
the list and I tried to organize it. And I
Yeah.
realized, how do I rate Game of Thrones, the board game, which I really
Yeah.
enjoy, against King of Tokyo
Yeah.
or Just
Right.
One? Like they're just
Yeah.
totally radically different games. And frankly, there are many situations in which I would hate to play Game of Thrones. It would be the wrong people, it'd be the wrong time, it'd be the wrong,
Right.
and I'd much prefer to play just one comparatively. So how
Hmm.
do I, judge it? Anyway, I ultimately split my list into just three categories, and that helped quite a bit. I had like the
Right.
party style games. I had
Yeah.
I guess I call them family weight games, not party games, but they're more. Um, there might be some strategy, but it's lighter. And then like just the heavier kind of style games, right? And that did help me get my list more organized or
A little bit
make
more.
it make
Yeah.
yeah make more sense to me, kind of thing, right? So I'm going to give you. I'm not using that system per se here because that was many
Mhm.
years ago I did that, and my list I'm sure would change. But I will tell
Mhm.
you right now the 3 games that I am probably the most excited by.
Mhm.
Anyone who follows me won't be probably too surprised by my
Yeah.
first one. It's Cuba Libre, which is a coin
Mhm.
game. I recently
Mhm.
discovered the coin game system. It's
Coins.
like a system of like war games that totally captured me. Totally captured
Mhm.
me. If anyone's played Root or heard of Root, it
Yes.
shares some similarities with that. But that would be like probably right now the game I would say is my all-time
Yeah.
favorite. And then after that, I mean, I'd have to probably say Mansions of Madness because that
Mhm.
game had such a big impact on me as a gamer. I started the channel with the first edition of Mansions of Madness,
Yeah.
and then later discovered the second edition when that came out, and feel like the second edition was just sort of the perfection of that system. I think it's much better in the second edition than it was even in the first edition. So yeah, I would say that's two, and now a third. The other
All
thing about
right. Cool.
the other thing about Mansions of Madness too, by the way, the why of it, I suppose, is I love theme in a game. I love stories. I love characters that
Yes.
kind of take on a life of their own, and I feel
Mhm.
like that's a game that really does that in spades. And for Cuba Libre, my reasoning there is I do like the complexity of it. I sometimes really enjoy a game that's kind of crunchy and thinky, and my brain's got to be really, I got to be really paying attention, like
Yeah.
not painting a model at the same time. I'd have to
Yeah.
really focus. And I love that kind of thing, right? And I like that every faction is unique, and we're all trying to do different things, try to achieve different things, but all in the same space. It's just a really unique style of game. So that's my
Mhm.
reasoning of why on that one. And then my
Yeah.
other pick, really, the number 3 was hard. I think I decided I would probably go with Ashes for a third
Okay.
on that.
Ashes
Ashes. I
Reborn.
don't know if you're
Hmm.
familiar with that one at all. It's
Yeah, I've heard of it, but
yeah,
I
it's
haven't
a
played
card
it yet.
game. It's a card game, and I think it's my favorite of the card dueling
Mm.
systems. Like if you think of Magic the Gathering or games like
Yeah.
that.
What's so different about it?
Well, I mean, one of the things that's quite different about it is it combines dice and cards. So your resource source pool, like if you think about resources in Magic the Gathering, you've got land
Yeah. Like
cards that are in your
Destiny?
deck.
Have you played Star Wars Destiny?
Yeah, I have played Star Wars Destiny. I quite
Okay.
enjoyed that for a good while.
Yeah.
And I played Keyforge and like so games like that,
Yeah.
right? That I've
Yeah.
enjoyed. And this one has a really cool resource system that comes from the dice you roll and the
Okay.
management. The characters and the artwork is just astounding. The
Oh,
way combat and the way combat works in the game, I think, is really tense and interesting. I really just can't think of a negative thing to say about it, except
right.
that it's been a system that's been fraught with challenges when it comes to releasing it. when they
Oh,
first
yeah.
when
Yeah,
they
I will
first
know about
released it, they
that.
had some issues, and then they've re-released it, and it's amazing. But there's also we're in the middle of a global
Hmm.
crisis and
Yeah.
pandemic. I'm not sure if you heard about that, and so
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
so it's been challenging to get product in stores in a timely manner. So yeah, those are 3 of my favorites.
Nice. That's really nice. Thank you
Taking
for
a look here
sharing
at some of
that.
the comments here.
Yes.
Ultimate Wombat, I've heard Cuba Libre is the most successful coin game. I wonder how it compares to all the others in the series. Well, I'll give you a quick answer to that one. I'll try not to go too far into the weeds because once I get talking about coin games, it gets, it can be hard
Yep,
to stop me.
I've seen your streams, so
You're aware.
I am
Okay,
aware. Yes.
people be warned. So it is listen, they're all complicated, and I remember I saw somebody say uh, in a thread somewhere, Cuba Libre, it's not that complicated. And I just thought, I
Hmm.
don't know. My feeling is that person has lost all perspective. Um, it's one thing to say, I now know it, and it's not that complicated. But as a general statement, to say it's not complicated to someone you don't know what their experience level is, I
Right.
think that's a really bad way of like it's complicated. It took me many days to learn it, and I consider
Hmm.
myself to have a pretty good handle on a number of
Nice.
games. But
Yeah.
I feel like it's worth the investment. And Cuba Libre of the bunch is the most accessible to learn. So if I was going to
Okay.
recommend to someone, hey, you want to try a coin game, I would highly
Coin
recommend you
game.
start with,
Yeah.
yeah, highly
Cuba
recommend you
Libre.
start with Cuba Libre. Yeah, just because I think it's the best shot you'll have at getting a handle on it. And if I may say so, we also have a live stream where I did teach it and then we did play it. So that's another
Hmm.
thing that can be kind of helpful about that one. You could watch a video that would do, I think, a pretty decent job of teaching it. So
Definitely. If you
that's
guys
the
have
one I would recommend.
never checked out Rodney's YouTube video, what are you doing with your lives? I love you, but you need to go check it out right now and follow this man because he is a legend.
Oh, you're
And what
embarrassing me.
will we do? I mean, okay, chat. Isn't it sad when you buy this new game and you're just like all excited and there's no Rodney video for it? It's just like,
I am.
it's like the
I'm. I
worst
better keep making them
feeling.
then. I guess I don't want to make
Yes.
people sad, so I better keep
Yeah,
doing it.
please do. All right, let's see what chat he says here.
You know,
James
here's what we
says,
should do. Just before,
what?
sorry, Al, I don't mean to cut you off on your own stream, but I've still
Yeah.
realized I have not shown my painting, and
Oh, go ahead.
you were just paying me a very nice compliment. I just want to bring it all back down to earth. People can see the sloppy job I'm doing here.
Oh, be quiet.
Here, let me put my brush down, and let's see how. So I'm trying to get the gold on, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
this is going to take a little while because there's quite a bit of gold spots, but it's coming along. And the
It is.
contrast takes a little while to dry. And once it dries, some of the spots that look like they're pooling will not be pooling quite so
Yeah.
much. So
Yeah.
sorry, Al, you were saying.
All right. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted.
Rudely
Just kidding.
interrupted.
You can interrupt me anytime. Okay, it's fine. It is
Okay.
okay to take some time off from painting. Some people find it hard to get started again. James says the important part is just
Hmm.
yeah, it's just fun. Foxy's Foxy one says I have something very furry, but I don't think she like if I paint to her. Oh,
Because I was saying earlier, the contrast paints work really good on like a
oh
furry
yeah,
surface.
yeah.
A Foxy has is a cat lover, and I have a feeling A
Okay,
Foxy was
it's
referring
your
that
kitty.
maybe
Okay.
her cats would not enjoy the contrast paint so much.
Sophie says the daily work life tends to interrupt painting for me, but got paints out and working on Larsa and looking Leia right now.
Oh, nice.
She just got Legion, so I'm happy to hear that. A Foxy one says Rodney needs a close up cam so we can admire and or make fun of him. Well,
I will. I'll
it,
bring it close every now and then so you can
yeah,
keep making fun of.
he's doing his best here. I heard. Okay, you read that one already. Right. I think Oxyrator likes Ashes Reborn for the win. He says.
Oh, good. Another
Um,
Ashes fan out there.
and hello, Honor Guard. How's it going? Hope you're doing well today. Okay, A Foxy says she has two kittens. Yes. Righty. I think
How often, El, when
all
you're
the time.
painting, do you finish and then you realize, oh, there's a section that I was meant
Mhm.
to paint in that color that I've now stopped painting and switched over to another color, and you realize, oh, I missed a spot. Does that happen to you quite regularly?
Well, when I'm streaming, like
Mm-hmm.
I have like this big camera, big screen that I can see what I'm painting.
Yes.
And
You find
then
that helps?
when I'm done streaming, I'm like, oh my god, like I just like forget complete areas that
Okay, okay.
through the lens of the cam, like oh my goodness, like the foot isn't done. What happened to the left arm is just like
Oh, it makes you feel
everywhere,
better. Makes you feel
you know.
better. Good.
So
Yeah.
yeah, don't worry about it. I mean, if
Okay.
I'm streaming and painting is just it's a skill. I'm getting there, but
So
but
what
yeah,
got you
it's funny
started?
that it
Now, what got
happened.
you started painting?
What got me started?
Yeah. Like, why
Yeah,
did you decide that's something you wanted to do?
yeah, I had kids that were very close in age,
Mm-hmm.
and I needed to find something that wouldn't get me out of the house too much. And I love
Right.
games, and
Yep.
this was like in 2015, I think, or 16. I don't even know where my children were born. Holy cow. Okay, so
Time flies.
yeah, time flies. But anyway, I was doing some nail art at that time, and then watching
Yeah.
some miniature videos. I'm like, hang on,
This is
I
a
could do that.
transferable skill.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
looks very similar to what I'm already doing.
Yeah.
So I gave it a shot, and I loved it. My first game was the first season of Zombicide.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh, and it's great. That was a great game to start because It has. I started with the zombies, obviously, and you can.
Yeah.
There's a gazillion of them in the box. And
Yes.
if I didn't like how something turned out, I'll just put a bunch of gore on it for blood, or just
Yeah,
paint it
you can
blood
cover your
over it.
mistakes up.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's
So
smart.
there's like a couple of them that's just all red.
That's
For
good.
this reason. It's like,
Yep.
yeah, I didn't like any of this. So you just had a bath in somebody else's corpse this morning. So
That's a great tip, though. That's a great tip for
but
people if you're thinking about painting.
yeah,
Something like that
yeah,
where you can just cover up things with gore.
yeah, exactly.
That's great.
And then after doing all I think there's like 60 of them. I'm like, okay, I think I have enough experience now to try painting the heroes,
Hmm.
which
Yep.
I did not want to mess up those because those are the characters you play with.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I did that, and then yeah, it started from there, and that was the first game that I painted. It's all painted, and it's kind of and whenever we play Zombicide
Yeah.
and we take those minis out, such a I don't know feeling of like endearment with them, but also like a mix of like, oh my goodness, what was
They
I
were your
thinking?
they were your first babies, but you're maybe
Yeah.
not as proud of those babies. Yeah, I
Dutch
gotcha.
Yoda is now following. Thank you so much for the follow.
Hey, Dutch Yoda.
And I know somebody else followed before. I'm sorry I missed that. I really appreciate it, guys.
Yes, thank you.
Um,
Thanks for
and
joining us today.
yeah, let's do let's do another question that I have here
I do see a
because I want
question.
to
Just
get
the,
all of them.
I do see a
What?
question from A Fox who wanted we coordinate our outfits. We did not. This is
No, we
absolutely a
didn't.
coincidence. If you can believe it or
Okay,
not, this is a coincidence.
I did tell him that I will wear plaid in your honor. I have like 7 different plaids,
Yeah,
and I felt yellow today because it's sunny outside and it's nice, and I mean, it's still Minnesota. It's not super hot, so
sure.
flannels are okay. And then here he's like, okay, I posted a video on Twitter. Go check it out. And I go check it out. He's wearing the same
I
shirt.
know. It was not planned, but I love it. I
it's
think it's great.
it's meant to be. It's just meant to be, guys. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Hey Foxy, who is he wearing?
I'm on my next color. I've moved from the
Right?
gold.
Book of Nerds asking all the mods are all the mods wearing flannel too? That will be awesome.
It's like required for today.
Yeah, right. For today, we are. Um, let's see. Teachiness, thank you so much for that follow. Love hearing that fire spray just zooming all over the place. All right, next question, Rodney. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Bring it.
Right. I've heard people calling. This is from Jess, CCG Chicks Can Game. I know
Right
you
on.
probably know her. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
amazing.
Hey, Jess.
She's so sweet. I love that girl. I've heard people calling you the Mr. Rogers of board games. How do you feel about this title? She's wondering.
Well, first of all, that is about the most amazing compliment anyone could pay somebody, I think.
I will think so.
So
Yeah.
it's interesting, Mr. Rogers played a pretty important role in my upbringing, and I guess by
Okay.
extension, my life, because
Mhm.
when I was young, I
Mhm.
watched Mr. Rogers religiously,
Mhm.
and he had such a gift for talking to you as a child
Mhm.
where whatever you were feeling and experiencing was valid, it was normal, it was um, worthy of caring about, loving, all that sort of stuff, right? And I
Mhm.
think I think when you're young, those messages are so
So
powerful.
important. Yeah.
Yeah, they're so important, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can imagine the impact of the opposite of that. You can
Yeah.
go like if
Yeah.
you weren't getting those messages, or even worse,
Mm.
getting something that was the opposite of that,
Right.
what kind of impact that can have
What will
on a
that
young person, right? And so here's
exactly?
somebody who
It's
is
validating me.
spending their life, it's their career,
Yeah.
to send that message out into the world. That's a pretty powerful thing. So yes, Mr. Rogers is a major influence. I would even say in some respects he has influenced um, the show, like Watch It Played. In a way,
Oh, that's awesome.
I
I
mean,
love that. I
I
love
like
that.
the beginning of the show, the intro of it, especially now, has that
Yeah.
similar kind of ritual. He would always come in the door, he'd take off his shoes. Speaking of shoes, I'll show you the shoes I'm
What?
wearing. They're also kind of a little bit of a Mr.
Let's
Rogers
see it.
kind of shoe because he always
Oh
had
yeah, with the
the
yep.
navy and so um,
So you are Mr. Rogers.
I I think I get a
It's
little
funny.
weirded out by sort of trying to own it too much because I do like thinking about his influence on my life, but I
Yeah,
think the quality of his character is
yeah,
something you aspire to. I don't know if that's something you achieve. He
yeah.
really was
He
kind of a
was something
one of a
else.
kind person,
Yeah,
and his ability to empathize, care,
hmm,
yeah, it's something I envy and don't share. Like I don't
yeah,
think
yeah,
uh, I could use you know a Mr. Rogers in my life. I'm sad that I never got to meet him,
yeah.
because he's somebody I would have loved to have had a chance
I
to
know.
meet.
Did you see like the documentary that came out like
Yes, yeah,
a
the
couple
documentary and the
a couple years
actually
ago? But
I have
oh
one of
my
his
goodness.
actually I have one of his books here. This is a little Mr. Rogers kind of quote book, and there's one in particular. There's a quote in here. Listen, I like this one. Young boys and girls don't really want their mothers and fathers all to themselves all the time, but they do long for the feeling of being best loved and most beautiful and specially prized at least some of the time. And I think that's such a keen thing, as
Whoa!
parents,
Sorry about that.
yeah,
Yes.
you're able to, your kids need to feel like important to you. That was one thing I have to give
Definitely.
my parents credit for. I grew up in a family that was that I always felt loved.
Hmm.
I knew I wasn't perfect. Like they didn't just heap sort of endless praise on me. That's for
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
And they
Hmm.
cared about me, developing as a human being. But
That's good.
I never doubted their love for me. And I think that's
Hmm.
yeah, again, a powerful gift that Mr. Rogers gave, and I think it's something
Yeah.
parents can give to their kids.
That's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Thank you so much for that. Subscribe with one,
Hey,
two,
Jess,
no,
you're
sorry,
here for the
one, three,
question.
two,
Hey,
four.
Jess.
Um, hey, I'm just in time for my question. Thanks for asking,
Yeah.
Al, and thanks for answering, Rodney. Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. And yes, I did not, grow up with Mr. Rogers because I didn't grow up here, but
Yeah.
once I had my kids, they loved Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood,
Yes.
and then I was like, who's Mr. Rogers? And oh my goodness, I kind of got into a really amazing rabbit hole and trying to finding out like everything that he was about. And then when the documentary came out, I loved it. I don't I don't think I had any clean tissues at home after that. So
Yes. Yeah.
it was amazing. I really recommend it if you haven't watched it. But anyway,
That thing we that
welcome,
thing we talked
Jess.
about earlier, I just did. By the way, I finished
What?
painting with one color, stopped,
Yeah.
switched to another color, and then realized a whole section of miniature that needed the other paint on it. So I'm going back.
Hey, at
I'm going
least you
back.
said you were going to. So yeah,
I did. I did know it was happen.
you're just an honest
Self-fulfilling
person.
prophecy. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, if you're wondering, Jess, we did not coordinate outfits today. We're just
Happy
wearing
accident.
happy little accents, just like
Yeah.
Bob Ross will say.
That's right. Just like Bob Ross would
Rodney,
say.
speaking of which, A Foxy one says, Rodney, do you watch Bob Ross?
I don't. I mean, I did when I was younger. He would be on PBS, and
Okay, can I
so
give
since
you a word of advice, Rodney J?
please,
Okay.
Rodney, did you say
They,
Rodney J?
yes.
That is
It's just
so funny that you
okay.
said that. We'll come
Why?
back to that. Well, it's just no one ever says this. So when I was like my middle initials J, and growing up, that's what my sister would always say, Rodney
Rodney
J.
J.
So no one ever says that. So it's just I've never heard that in any interaction online, ever. So that was just kind of a fun little callback.
You heard it here,
Yeah,
boys and girls. Okay, let me give you this piece of advice, Rodney
please.
J. I
Love advice.
started watching.
Rodney J.
Okay, Bob Ross is on Twitch actually, and every weekend there's a marathon with a bunch of his videos.
Yes.
I've been obsessed. I'm just like on Saturday evenings or something when the kids are in bed. I get here with my painting
Yeah.
and I started. just putting him in the background and seeing what he's doing. It's amazing. I will highly recommend it, and you get
Okay.
so much done because you're just like, it gets you in the zone. Uh, yeah, he's the way he talks, and the way he's very, very kind person. He loves animals, and he always has really sweet things to say. And I really have been enjoying watching him on Twitch, actually.
Well, that's a good
So
tip. You know,
yeah,
I think him and Mr. Rogers share a similar thing, which is there is something to the tone and pace of which they
and
talk.
kindness. Yes,
The
exactly.
world, when they're talking, the world
Yeah.
slows down for them. That's how I
Mhm.
feel. You know, like
Mhm.
like I slow down. I feel like I'm more relaxed. I'm
Mhm.
in that kind of peaceful, meditative, almost zone listening to them. I think that's quite a powerful
Yeah,
gift.
definitely. So yeah, the highly recommended. Let's see here. I love watching Bob Ross. He's extremely relaxing. Yeah, my 8-year-old
Yeah,
came over
exactly.
when I was doing that, and he's like, "Mom, I can't sleep." Okay, you can be on my bed for a little bit. You know, I'm in my room here, and I was watching Bob
Yeah.
Ross. I turn around, it's like, "Hey, Liam, did you like?"
On.
Not even 10 minutes later, he just passed out.
Yeah, I believe it.
Oh, wait, we have a redemption. Book of Nerds Redeem. L tells a dad joke. Let me grab my book of jokes.
Oh, good. We got a joke.
Because yeah, but they're really bad ones, so don't expect
Oh,
anything. They're really, well, they're good for me, but I like bad jokes. All right, so let me find a good dad joke.
hit us.
Let's see. How's your mini going, by the way?
I will give an update. I'm just on like a kind of a, I would say almost like a boring color in a way. I am high, putting some contrast on what will be kind of the silvery metally parts.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I might have overdone it a little bit actually with the contrast. So I'm going to try to
Clean it
take
up a
some
bit.
of it off, cool off some of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
this one is for Book of Nerds.
Yep.
Where was it? Hang on, I lost it. Here. What do you call a naughty lamb dressed up like a skeleton for Halloween?
I don't know. What do you call?
Bad to the bone.
Oh God.
It's so bad.
That's bad.
I'm
That's
sorry. I'm sorry.
something's
Leave
bad,
a
I'll
leave.
tell you.
Leave a leave.
Something's bad.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, that's the joke of the
Well, someone redeemed it. You got what you deserved, Book of Nerds.
day. Tentalora's Redeem L sings. Oh man, let me find my list of songs now.
Oh, you gonna sing for us?
Yes, just
Well,
a
here,
little
while
bit.
you're getting your book of songs, I'll do a quick little mini update so people
Yes,
can
go ahead.
see kind of what's going on here. So I think I've got the gold on the way I want. Now you'll see on the shield, that's where I missed. I missed the gold fringe. So I just put that on. And then you'll notice the chainmail should look a little more textured now. There's like some dark in the crevices. So that's the contrast paint, right? So originally it was
Oh
silver,
yeah.
and I just
Hmm.
put the contrast. They call it a basilica gray, and it just runs into the crevices, darkens it up, and just kind of makes that pop. Um, so that's what happened.
That's what we're
That's what
trying to
happened
do
there.
here. Alrighty. So I got my song picked up. It's a little ambitious, but I'm gonna go for it. I'm feeling bold. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Okay.
Do it, El.
Just a little piece, okay? If you want more, you got to keep redeeming because I'll probably just
Okay.
keep singing the same song. Let me pause the music behind me because
Mm.
kind of
Hard to sing when you
distracting.
got another song in your head.
Okay, here we go.
Can't wait.
Is this a real life? Is
Oh,
this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy and I need no sympathy because I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Anyway, the wind blows doesn't really matter to me. To me. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I say done.
Yay! Alrighty, we have uh,
So
Sorry.
if
I'm
people if
sorry.
people give more points, you'll continue the song.
I'll continue. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so redeem some more. Maybe
Oh
I'll
man.
join you on the next
Oh
one.
my goodness. Awesome. So US, sorry, I was laughing because USM guy 77 said, I went to visit the world's biggest library, but sadly it was overbooked. I'm sorry.
Nice one.
So-
Solid.
oh man. I came in late, says Honorguard 88. What is your mini from, Rodney?
This is from Age of Sigmar, or it could be used in like Warcry or any of their fantasy
Mm-hmm.
games.
Age of Sigmar is Warhammer. Uh, just in
Yes,
case they don't know.
that's right.
Um, and then we have Panda Angels in the house.
Hey,
Hello
Panda
there, Panda.
Angel.
How's it going? Good to see you.
You
Nice,
joined us
well
for the
done,
shake,
says
the
Sophie.
paint shake.
Oh, I just bought like one of those vortex mixers last week.
Yeah, I got one of those
So
too. I just didn't bring it out here. I should have. I've got a paint here. It's getting a little, uh, I don't know,
a little icky.
a little icky, but it'll work, I think. So now what I got to do, Al, is so the next I want to do some contrast,
Mm-hmm.
but as I mentioned earlier, I primed the whole thing in silver.
Yes.
And so some of this, the contrast paint on silver wouldn't look right. So
Okay.
now I'm going to paint certain sections of the model that I want to put contrast on
Mm-hmm.
that I don't want silver to show through. So I've
Yeah.
got to like use a base paint. I know you know all this stuff already, kind of
Yeah.
like doing a little
No, I
Duchess
know. I'm
commentary for
just
everybody. Yeah.
following what you were
Yeah. So I'm
what
going to put a
your
little bit of this
process.
on the areas that I want to cover up the silver, and then I'll be able to do the contrast over this. It's called, I'm using a wraith bone, which is kind of like an off-white color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. That will that will help.
I hope so.
Um, Panda says she's waking up.
That's right.
Okay,
Over
then
on the West
10,
Coast.
yeah. 10 says Buffy the Vampire Slayer after having steak Dracula is the final count. OMG, 10. OMG.
We're getting some
Oh
more
man.
dad jokes up in
Well, you
here.
had a rough time last night. Yeah. Okay, let me ask you another question,
That's
Rodney,
right. You had a
from our
question for me.
viewers.
Sure. Sure.
Yes,
Sure.
from our followers.
Hit me.
Whoops. I can never hit you. You're Mr. Rogers. I can never hit Mr. Rogers. All right. So what with this one's from Nap Time Painter.
Okay.
He's actually one of my followers that I got to meet at Adepticon this year, and we
Oh,
played some
very
Legion.
cool.
Yeah, super nice guy.
Well, hello
Uh,
to you.
he says his name is Wes, and he says,
Hey,
with all
Wes.
your board game knowledge,
Hmm.
have you thought about designing your own board game, like ever? Have that ever crossed your mind?
Well, you know what? Yes and no. Like, so when I was younger, I used to. I wasn't an only child because I just told you earlier I had a
Yeah.
sister, but my
Mm-hmm.
sister and my brother were both much older than I was. So in a way, I kind of was like an only child, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like my
Yeah.
brother was 16 years older than I was, and my
Oh
sister was
wow.
like maybe 14 years older. So
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
big
my
difference.
mom was done having children, and then suddenly she wasn't. So I kind of surprised everybody, but it meant that like we weren't like hanging out together all the time. I was very close to my brother and
Right.
sister, but we were just in very different stages of our lives,
It's
right?
stages of life. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
exactly,
sense.
exactly. So I would sit at my desk sometimes, and I loved the idea of role playing games and things like
Yeah.
that. But I hadn't played one before. I'd only sort of seen advertisements for them and had a
Mhm.
sense of how they worked from even like video game advertisements like Bard's Tale and things like that. But the idea of creating a
Okay.
character and telling a story with it fascinated me. So I would sit at my desk and I try to come up with rules for role playing style games type of thing, how
Hmm.
you'd create your character, how you define the stats and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So
That's
when I was
cool.
younger, yeah, when I was younger, I definitely had more of a designing kind of headspace. But now,
Hmm.
not at all. I
No.
don't really spend, no, I would so much prefer
Hmm.
to play somebody else's design. They've done all the hard work of figuring out how to make it work, balance it, all that
Yeah.
kind of thing. There's just thousands and thousands and thousands of games. So I don't have that bug in me to
Hmm.
create in that way. I like, I mean, I love the video creation process. Um,
Yes. And you're
Great
great
deal.
at it.
Oh, well, thank you.
Been
That's very
doing it for
kind.
a long time now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's something that I've been doing for a long time, and I still love it just as much now as I did, if not more, than when I
Hmm.
started. So I'm fortunate that way to have found something that I quite enjoy. But yeah, I would say no, I'm not really looking to design. I have occasionally thought about, well, wouldn't it be neat maybe to take a game that I like that
Hmm.
isn't maybe widely sold anymore, maybe it's out of print or something,
Yeah.
and get a new artist, you maybe get the rights to it and kind of release it. Like that's
Yeah.
something I would be interested in doing, but
Hmm.
designing from scratch, not so much. What about you, Al? Is like you play games? Do you ever think about designing miniatures games or anything like that? Or
No, I don't have that bug at all. I guess
you're kind of like me then,
the
more like
art, yeah, the artistic side, or I mean, the creative side for me just goes mainly to paint, or
yeah,
to how
yeah,
do I want something to look, or how can I make this different. But
yeah.
I don't, yeah, I don't have that from me. Oh, what? Hang on, hold the
Yeah.
phone.
What? What happened?
Somebody here is telling me
Yes.
that. Oh, that can't be true.
What? You're holding the
Rodney,
phone.
do
What?
you do you rap?
Now hold on. Who's saying this nonsense?
OMG, Rodney J.
Who's
Do you
who's?
rap? Seriously. He says I pledge. A Foxy one says,
Oh, it's got to be A Foxy. Come on, A
yeah,
Foxy. Why are you
she
giving me so much
said,
trouble?
oh man, how they I I don't think I've ever seen you rap. And they're asking for you to paint and rap.
Unbelievable.
So yeah,
I
peer pressure here.
ugh.
Mhm.
Speaking of Jay, so when I was young,
Mhm.
oh, see, this is now again, this is youth, right? Talking. This is youth talking, not Rodney of today. This is Rodney. This is Rodney from like the '90s with his overalls on and one side clipped off. Like this is a different version of me than.
Oh
But
my goodness.
I used to do a little
Yes.
little rap. And
Mhm.
from the top to the bottom, yeah, I think we got him captivated, motivated, but wasn't stated. Once was down and up, and now I'm up and elevated to a higher plateau. My rhymes so fast, so you better slow down. Anyway, so those are like I used to like come up with little rhymes and ditties and things. And
That's amazing.
this is to go nowhere else. Everyone
Yeah,
here,
you just made my
especially
day.
you,
Yeah.
Jackie. This is to go nowhere else. I used to go by Papa J. Was my
What?
little but no one talks about this anywhere else but here. All right?
Okay, guys, this is a little secret. Okay, nobody
That's our little
ever.
secret.
Yeah, it's that's amazing. I
Yeah.
love that.
No, I used to like I still
That's
do. I still
cool.
listen to rap, not as much as I used to, but like Gangstar and Pete Roxy All Smooth and yeah, I
Nice.
used to.
Yeah, definitely did not know that side of you. So thank you so much, A Foxy, for bringing it up.
You're very welcome.
Definitely was
I think.
something that was worth the yeah, was worth the
Every
effort.
now and then I have to feed a Foxy, so she just keeps some of the other embarrassing stories to herself. I
Book
figure I
of
just
Nerd says, sorry, Honor Guard says, I cannot believe what I have just witnessed.
yeah,
Right?
let's all just move past it
Just
now,
keep
folks.
baby treating us, all right? For those at home who are watching the paint, if you're, I know you're all here to see Rodney, but if you care about what I'm doing, I'm just wet blending some colors here on the top. I'm just doing some white and some
Your thumb
blue.
looks way cooler than mine. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, oh, it's just this mini just has really cool colors, so
Yeah, that is
I
awesome.
just like getting the excess out.
I'm so
But
glad you kind of called attention to your miniature because I've been so like focused on what I'm doing. I haven't looked up to see like the awesome blue on the wings. That looks amazing.
I'm just yeah, it's starting to get there. It's
Wow,
just
wow, wow.
base paints, but it's gonna look better after the shade. Let's see here. Our little secret on the internet. Sure, that's going to work.
Come on, Loris. We can keep this to ourselves.
best
Um,
best day ever says Honor Guard, and the morning I had. That's just saying something. Yeah, I know Honor Guard, and he had a really bad morning today.
oh,
So
I'm sorry to hear
I'm
that.
glad that things are looking up now, and you're having fun, and that you're here
Yes,
joining
I
us.
hope things continue to in that direction.
Yes, yes. Let's see here. James redeemed compliment from L. Do I
Oh,
have a book
nice.
of compliments? Okay, I just make one up. James, you are amazing, and don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. You are strong, and you are creative, and your painting is awesome. And Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise because you are awesome and I really appreciate you. The end.
The
Love
end.
you.
Oh,
Okay,
very nice.
so let's see. Panda Angel says, "Dang, I can't drop the link. What link?
Let me tell you something while you're thinking
Oh my
about
goodness,
links.
what's
This is
happening?"
the third time I have taken my brush out of my Wraithbone, rinsed it off, came back, and then dipped it immediately into the black instead of the white that I was meant to go back to. Like I go to the wrong. Thankfully, I have continued to drink out of the right cup, but I sometimes dip into the wrong color paint.
The joys of painting and streaming at the same time.
It is like yeah, multitasking at a high level.
I I hope it shares up when I should go. Let me see. I don't know what's going on. What link are you guys talking about? Panda's like, how are you both modes and not me? Well, I didn't know that you were interested. That's funny. Will Chris says, well, all of that just made my Monday. I may feel like a zombie all day, but now I feel like a smiling zombie.
Oh no,
That's
James, what are you
great.
doing clipping that?
What? James!
You unbelievable.
OMG. I tell you what, I don't know those guys. I don't know them. I
Yeah.
don't associate with
You didn't tell me that James was going to be here when you invited me.
what?
Or Pan. You didn't tell me that Panda was going to be here, or A Foxy, or James. I didn't get a warning.
I didn't. I don't know. I just I don't know what's happening. I have no idea. Don't. Uh, I'm just here painting. Don't mind me.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
said,
goodness.
don't play
Okay,
innocent to me.
I have another question for you here
Well, okay,
from.
but these questions are dangerous, clearly. They go to dangerous places.
No, no, these ones are from the ones that we got.
Okay,
Sorry, that's my vortex mixer. It's nothing
I hear that. Yeah, yeah.
weird. My whole table is shaking every time I use it. Rich Plays Board Games is asking, what is
Hey,
the
Rich. I know Rich.
worst game you have ever played?
Well, Rich, I'm gonna be disappointing you today, sir.
I thought so. When I saw that, I was like, I don't know about that, but we'll see what he
No, there's
says.
no problem asking the question, but
Yeah.
I am definitely not going to answer it. It's just,
Right.
it's funny. I have had this sort of attitude around that for a while. And by the way, what I'm about to say applies just to me. I'm not passing judgment on anybody else who feels
Yes.
differently. That's just me
Yes, of
sharing my
course.
own personal kind of feelings around it. I remember when I was first like getting into the hobby or back into the hobby because I played games since I was quite young, but I took a break, got into video games, was raising a family. I was just kind of busy. I got into a period of my life where it just wasn't doing much gaming. And then I got
Right.
back into it and I really fell hard down that rabbit
Mm-hmm.
hole. And so I started listening to podcasts and reviews and all this. This would have been back in like 2011, 12, something like that, 2010, maybe even.
Okay.
And, I remember, I think it was, there was a reviewer that I used to listen to and quite enjoy, and they were discussing Summoner Wars. And Summoner Wars
Summoner
was a
Wars.
game.
Okay.
Yeah, Summoner Wars from Flat Hat Games, and this was a game that
Mm-hmm.
me and my kids
Mm-hmm.
absolutely adored. Like we played
Yeah. Love.
so many games of it and just had so much fun with this game, right?
Yeah.
And this reviewer was talking about the game, and they were talking about how terrible the
That
game
it
is. They were,
is.
yeah, just like
Yeah.
horrible,
I
like
hate
bad.
that.
Just they
Yeah.
had nothing good to say about it, and they really went to town
Mm-hmm.
on it. And
Mm.
to be clear, they're not wrong because that's just their opinion. So they
Right.
didn't enjoy it and they didn't have fun with it. And so for them, it was a bad game, right? But
Mm-hmm.
as I was listening, I couldn't help but get defensive in my own brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like as I was
I
listening,
get
I
it.
couldn't
Yeah.
I couldn't help but say things like "You're wrong" in my
Yeah.
head. Like "You're
What are you
wrong.
talking about?
That's
Yeah.
completely flawed. You're missing the point." You're like, this is like the self-defense mechanism in my brain
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
in some respects, and again, I know that, look, people have different opinions about things. That's fine. But when someone says that something's dumb or
Yeah.
stupid that you
That's different.
enjoy,
Yeah.
it almost feels like, in a way, you're saying the things I like are dumb and stupid. It's very difficult, I think, for the human brain to separate those
To
ideas,
separate that.
even if
Oh, I
even
totally
if they
get it.
know. Yeah, even if they know.
Yeah.
So that at a very early stage made me go, I never want to make someone feel that
Feel that way.
about
Mm-hmm.
something that they enjoy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I
That's
don't want to be
why,
the person who does that. Someone else can do
yeah,
that. I don't want to be that person. That's not
that's
my
why I
interest.
appreciate your video so much because like I talking with friends, about video reviews of games. I tend to, and I said this, and they were like, "No, I don't feel that way." Well, I'm like, I try to watch. There's some good ones out there, but I try to watch the ones that just tell me how to play the game because that's what I want to learn,
Hmm.
not what they think about it or how they
Sure. Yeah.
compare to other games. I don't know. That's just me. And then other people just like knowing what other people think, and I
Yeah.
just see that sometimes that really influence the view they have on the games, and it might be a perfect game, and it was
It might
so
be a perfect
fun,
game for them.
but
That's a yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but then from the go they don't even give it a chance because this person that they like or admire said
Yeah.
things about it, and I don't know, I don't like that. So I try to watch videos like yours or just to learn, and then I'll make my own decision if I like this game or not, or if it's dumb, it's gonna be because I think so.
Sure.
uh
Yeah, no, I get that. And
so
and like I said, I really do appreciate the people who put themselves out there, share their points of view and opinions. Like
hmm
it's just I realize that's an energy that I have a difficult time
yeah,
putting out there. Like that's just not what I want to do.
yeah.
But and also it's different. I find like if I'm in a conversation with a close friend or someone I
hmm
know their taste in games, we'll
yeah,
totally get into it about
yeah,
like this game's bad for this reason or good for that reason
yeah.
because I know them, they know me, and
hmm
I know that I'm not like we have it's a the context is more clear. A stranger
exactly.
or someone I
Yes.
don't know on the internet, I would tone it way down because I might
Yeah,
be like, no, wait a second. If I knew your interests, that game might actually be great for you, you
yeah,
know. And so
exactly.
I wouldn't want to steer you away from it because that style of game is something you'd have a lot of fun with. So yeah. Anyway, that's a long answer on a
That's no,
non-answer to a
yeah,
question
that's a
because I
good
didn't really
answer
answer
though.
Rich's question.
So
Sorry.
along those same lines,
Yeah.
he's asking also if you get rid of one game in your collection, what
Mm.
will it be? And I don't know if you will answer that or not, but
Yeah, I'll answer it. I'll answer that in a roundabout way that at least gives an answer. But like, let's say it was a game I really didn't like, right?
yeah,
uh, I would just get rid of it. There is no game that I don't like that I would hang on to. I would
yes,
just get rid of those games. That's what I do. I call pretty aggressively. However, there is one game that is kind of like a pain in the butt that I hang on
okay.
to, and I wish I would just get rid of it, but I just
You
can't
just
bring
can't let it
myself
go.
to. And it's a game that most people probably won't even have heard of. It's a game called Ambush. It's a
Okay,
solitaire war game that
okay,
I
ambush.
played when I was
Okay.
very young, and
hmm
I loved it. You created your soldiers almost like a role-playing game. You gave them names, they had
Oh
stats,
wow.
strengths, you equipped them, and then you
hmm
went out on these solo battles, and some would survive, some wouldn't. The ones who survived might get stronger and their abilities would go up. The ones who died, you would replace them with someone new, a new recruit. And it had like a
Wow.
really, I talked about theme, right? And really enjoying theme
Yes,
and characters. So
that
it
has
had all
definitely
of that.
your ally.
Yeah.
Your alley. Yeah.
But it was super, super, super complicated, especially in that old
Yeah.
war game, old school
hmm
way, because the rule book is very dense, poorly written. Um, and now, as I go back to it, because I pulled it out recently to relearn, to kind of revisit my nostalgia, especially since I've been getting a little bit
Nice.
more into war games again.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I don't know. I got it at Christmas time. I just put it away just yesterday
Oh
because
wow.
it's such a watch my language here. It's really I find myself very very frustrated with it
Mhm.
because I really want to play it again, but I'm so mad at
But
how impenetrable the rule book is. And don't get me wrong, it's obviously learnable. People have
oh
played
my
it.
goodness.
I played it, but
Oh man.
now I look at it and go, what were they thinking?
No
Anyway,
one gotta look that one out just cause. All right, so I see that Tantalores here redeemed L Sings.
all
So
right.
we'll continue. Um, let's see. Hang on. Don't yak my yum. Yeah, somebody's yum says simple as that.
Yeah.
That is true. I completely agree with that. Legend says hello, L and Rodney. I see a
Oh,
wild
hello,
Rodney
legends.
Smith.
Yes.
That's the way we like him.
Yeah, a little
The
wild.
problem, the problem is Rodney makes everything seem fun, and that is absolutely true. And they're asking for a duet. Oh my goodness. Okay,
All right.
so I was singing Bohemian Rhapsody from
Mm-hmm.
Queen. It's rather bold of me, but whatever. So I was at the part,
Mama.
the mama part. Yes.
Ooh.
Okay. Mama just killed a man, put a gun
The gun
against his
against his
head.
head.
Pull my trigger, now he's
He's
dead.
dead. Mama.
Mama, life
Life
has
has
just
just begun. These are
begun,
high notes. Come on, people.
but now I'm gone and thrown it
Throw
all
away.
away. The honors. Keep going.
Mama. Ooh.
Didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not
Not
back
back
again
again
this
this
time
time
tomorrow,
tomorrow.
carry on, as if nothing really
Really
matters.
matters.
Okay, that's all you get. Woo woo! Thank you so
Yeah, I
much.
needed to drop to a lower register, I think, on that one. It's a good one though.
That was awesome. Yay, we get to hear Elton. Yeah, you. I started it a little bit ago, and yeah, we're going by parts because it's a long song. So,
Okay, so I'll just show
anyways,
everyone what I've done so
yes,
far.
I was gonna ask you that.
It's not that super. Actually, I'm not quite. Let me just finish this last little bit. I'm doing some boring parts, and hopefully things will get interesting again really, really soon.
Let's see.
Just got to get this last little boring part done. Okay, I think. Yeah, okay. So here's the latest update from Rodney's side of the camera. Let me just switch over here so I can see what I'm showing. All right. So again, this won't look too different from what you saw before. There we go. There's the
Oh
focus.
yeah,
So
like that.
all I've done is I've gone to like the plume here at the top. I've painted
Mm-hmm.
that. The what do they call it? The scabbard or the hilt? I don't know.
I
Got
think
the
I know that.
I've hilted and I've painted the hilt and a few other spots with the wraith bone. So now I can put contrast paint over top of it. Now here's where
Okay.
I need some help from the chat because
Okay. Chat,
I
listen.
have, well, I'm not sure exactly what color I want to go with. And I have two options. I can kind of go with what you might consider the standard kind of color, or I can go with something a little more wild here. So for the belts and
You know
the,
what we're gonna pick. You know what we're going
well,
to
we'll
pick.
see. We'll see where people are at. We got the long handle. I can either go with like a brown, so like a leather, or I can go with what's known as volupus pink. Uh, and so I just whatever people want here. I want to see in the chat. You want pink or do you want brown? You say the word, and I'll go with whatever because I'm really not sure which is going to be the way to go on this one. So I brought
Well,
both of them out.
to everyone that sees my stream, you know what I'm going to pick. But I'll let you guys decide. I'm not gonna influence
Unduly
anything,
influence.
but yeah.
Plaid Legends wants a plaid belt. That'd be trouble. Plaid wasn't an option, everybody. Everyone's saying plaid. Plaid with them both.
Oh,
Jess says,
gotta
Rodney, the
you
answer
gotta
is pink.
you get to try out your how's your freehand for painting?
Well, I think at freehand, you probably agree with me. With contrast is especially tricky because it
Yes.
runs, you know?
No way. Yeah. Yeah.
So these are both contrast paints. I'm seeing it. You're right. I'm seeing a lot of pinks. A lot of pinks. Pink, 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 pink.
Yep. You know that was going
I
to
guess I
happen.
knew that was coming, wasn't it?
Yep. Yep.
All right. I've never used this one. I've never used this
Okay,
pink
sweet.
before. So we're gonna try something different
Let's
today.
do it.
You know
Chaos.
what, Elle? I have to
What?
say, this
What?
is it's coming together okay. You know?
You
I don't
see?
hate it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just have to believe
Actually,
in
you know what?
yourself.
Before we get to that pink, there is I'm gonna do another boring part. I'm gonna save the fun part, the pink, for next. But there's one little
Okay.
section that I gotta put some more of this boring gray on just to get some uh, shadow areas filled in, and then we can get
All
on to the
right.
pink. I can't wait to do the plume
Sounds
because I got
good.
like an orange for that, a bright orange. So you might even say it's a bit
Oh,
fiery.
Nice. I
So
like
we'll
that.
yeah, we'll get that on there.
Let's see. Panda. They're fighting with book and nerds.
And are you fighting again?
Oh my
And
goodness.
causing a ruckus?
Oh my goodness. Guys, just be gentle with each other, be kind to each other. Um and welcome to everyone that's just tuning in.
Yeah,
Very
welcome
excited to
everybody.
have you.
Thanks for being
If
here.
you're new here, my name is Elle, and in this channel I paint miniatures of games that I love, and I'm currently painting. Let's see, I'll show you here. What? No, not that one. That one was Prime 2, but that was my other option. Option 1, Option 2. But then
Oh wow, it's looking
I
really
went
good, El.
right. I oh, thank you. Where did my okay? So this is what I'm going for. Benu, Benu. So
Sounds right
yeah,
to me.
it's Egyptian deity. Whoops, everything's falling. And I'm just trying to. I have two of them, so one of them I'll do according to the artwork here. Amazing
Mm-hmm.
artwork by Adrian Smith on this game. And then the next one I'm just gonna do whatever, but
Right.
I'm not gonna do that on camera, but just because I like doing things different.
Did you watch, and no spoilers anybody, but did you
Yeah,
watch Moon
no
Knight?
spoilers. Yeah, I
Speaking of
did. And
Egyptian deities, yeah.
well, yeah, I didn't know that was Moon Knight about, and then
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised because I love everything Egypt.
Oh good.
When I was little, I wanted
That
to
was a
be an
fun discovery then.
archaeologist.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be Indiana Jones, and I would just read everything and just I love history. So I was really surprised and really pleasantly surprised when I saw what the show was about.
Oh, very cool.
And then yeah, I was like I was telling you earlier, I was planning on painting because I love seeing Toweret, which is like the big
Yes.
hippo
Yes.
lady. And yeah, okay, the minis how can I put this?
Why don't you show everybody?
Okay, I'll show you.
A picture's worth 1,000 words, and this one especially.
Yeah, okay. Where did she go?
It's hard. She's hard to miss,
Oh, here.
El.
She, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I said that, but this is Toweret, and you can see that she was the goddess of fertility, so she has very
Was
well
she ever?
defined. Huh? Yeah.
Not quite the way she was depicted in the show. She's got some.
No, she
Her
was
anatomy is
doing
quite
like
full there.
yeah, this is her, and I'm not, you can't see it really, not, I'm not showing, but even the bottom regions are very perfectly anatomically correct and defined, which I was like blown away by because I'm like,
Wasn't quite what you were
what
expecting.
was that
Yeah.
really necessary? I guess it is just how the model is, but yeah, it's an amazing meaning. And I was when I saw Tower, and actually we have Amit too in Ankh, so
Okay.
she's a guardian too. So yeah,
So are you going to paint
tons
the
of
entire
good
set,
minis.
or is this
Um,
just sort of you're just trying some different things?
have you seen what I no this game I actually do play a lot and I love, and I'll show you here. These are like the core gods from Ankh
Here,
that I
give me a sec. I
painted.
got to switch views here so I can see. Oh yeah.
Okay, so this one is Amon.
Oh, look how
They're
awesome that
gigantic,
is.
these minis.
Yeah, yeah.
This one is
That's awesome.
Isis.
It's great too. There's so much color, right? Like
Oh, it's
so
so
much color to
beautiful.
play with, right? It's
It's
not
so
like
beautiful.
I don't know, it's not
Yeah.
like a stormtrooper or something.
No, it's not some
As
troopers,
great as
that's for
they are,
sure.
as great as they
Yeah,
are.
it's crazy Stormies are, but this is Anubis.
Yes,
You
awesome.
can see all the uh, like mummies and skulls, and I love working on those gems. Working on gems is I liked doing those. And this is Ra. So there's five of them. So
Let's see. Oh, that looks
Ra,
awesome too.
the sun god.
Yep. How many more of these gods do you have to get through to complete all the gods? So many.
Don't ask me that because I'm
What
gonna cry.
about
I'm
what
just kidding.
like
So,
have
but
you
the
got
core box
four
has
box?
five,
Okay,
but
okay. That's
there are a lot more, like maybe 10 more maybe. I don't know. I haven't counted them.
Yeah.
And this is Osiris, the last one.
Oh, that's cool. I remember that one from the Kickstarter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I love this model is probably my favorite one of the five because I don't know, I like these people down here worshiping him
Yeah,
and
yeah. The
oh,
detail, right?
it's amazing. So yeah, those are my Ankh core gods. I'm working on the warriors because every one of these guys. Have you ever played Ankh?
I
Um,
haven't played it. No, I mean
oh man,
I've listened to a lot of reviews on it, and so I'm
yeah,
familiar with it.
it's super fun. But they all come with like their own little warriors that have they're color
Yeah.
coordinated. So yeah, and these are guardians that you play in the game too. What I'm painting right now, they're part of the
Okay.
game. So and you can mix and match whatever the whatever levels you have. But when I play, I'm probably gonna be I'll pick the ones that I already painted
Sure. Makes
to
sense.
be the
Why not,
guardians.
right?
I
Um,
mean, yeah. So
when you've played it, what player count have you played it at?
I played it with all player counts.
Have you? How'd
Yes,
you
I
find it
played
played
it.
at two? I'm curious to hear what a two-player game's like. Have you played it two-player?
Yes, and it was a lot of fun. Probably my favorite one. It was good at.
I've heard the two-player is very
It was
good.
good at
Yeah.
two, but there's not very many games that are like multiplayer games. They are
Hmm.
good with two players.
Yeah.
I find that, or like the rules change or something. But
Yes.
this
Yeah. Yeah.
one works so good for two players. It's ridiculous, and it's such a big
Wow.
game. Um,
That's exciting to hear.
and
My buddy
yeah,
Joel Eddy from Drive Through Games, he
yeah,
said the same thing. He said the two-player is fantastic.
the
So
two players is good.
that's
The
good to
thing,
hear.
yeah, the thing is about there's this like merge mechanic with more players, and that's probably
Hmm.
what kind of turns people off a bit.
Yep.
Um, but I mean, I really liked it at two players. I played it. I played it at all counts, yeah, because you can play up to five. But it was
Yes.
good
Yeah.
from two to four. Three, not so much.
Okay.
Five, that was a little too much. Four was
Yeah.
good, and two was good. So
Was five just too
yeah.
many people, you mean? Like, did it feel
The thing is, yeah, yeah, I just feel like too much.
okay? Yep.
At least for me, okay. It's
Yep.
not like probably some people will like it like that, but for
Sure.
me, it's
Yep.
just was a little bit. I can't remember why, but it's like I think with four was a little better. Also the because of the merging that
Mm.
happened,
Yep.
it's just I just feel like it just didn't work as good with five. But
Gotcha.
that's just me.
Yep. Somebody else's experience might be different, but that's
Yeah.
interesting to hear your thoughts on it. Yeah.
Uh, Chris says that's not bad, L. It's not like you finish a whole bunch of Legion models. You just finished. Yeah, I did finish a few, and I painted some Massive Darkness as well. Quate Rain says, L, have you watched Moon Knight? Lost a reference. Yes, I have. We're just talking about that.
Yeah.
Um, we've had a really good play. So five, even
There you
with the
go.
merge players
Yeah.
coming way back to almost win. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that was not my experience. I think I was merged in one of those games, and
Yes.
that made it worse for us. But it was still fun.
The
I
merge
mean,
mechanic seems to be the mechanic that's the most interesting, but
it,
also the
it's
one
it's
that
different. Yeah,
is maybe the most contentious potentially. Like people have mixed
yeah, like
feelings on it.
yeah. And there's some people that are like, okay, maybe we play it and see if it works without the merge mechanic. And I don't know. It just
Yeah.
Jess says, are either of you going to Gen Con this year? That's the next convention I'll be
Oh,
at.
interesting question.
And I'd
Interesting
like to
question.
share some community connection gaming swag to you both. I'm not going to sadly to Gen Con. Someday I will. It's just my bucket list,
Yeah.
but I haven't gone yet.
I am
Uh,
not going this year either. The production schedule is just a little too intense to get away at that time of year.
mhm.
So it's a good problem to have, I suppose. So
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, guys, something you should know. We've been planning this stream since December last year.
at least, yeah, it's been a
So
little
yeah,
while.
it's been a long time. And Rodney was just
Still
like
doing.
begging me to be on stream, and I was like, oh, I don't have time. It's just been like, oh wait, no, it was the other way around. But yes, this is a busy person, you guys. So I'm so excited to have you here, Rodney. It's just
Well, thanks, Al. I'm glad we
really
can
an
make it work.
honor. Yeah, me
No, you're
too.
very kind. Look, everyone's busy. I just happened. It was just a tricky time
Yes.
for me,
Yeah, no,
particularly.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
But
But I
yeah.
wanted to make this happen because I think miniature painting is such an interesting part of this hobby because I've always loved
Mhm.
miniatures and games, and again, like I talked before, theme and characters and miniatures certainly can
Yeah.
play quite a big role in that, right? But a
Mhm.
lot of people get intimidated by painting miniatures, and
Yeah.
understandably, it feels like it would be very, very difficult. And you're somebody else who's sort of out there beating the drum and going like, hey, I just started this last year. Anyone can get into it. If you're nervous about it, come watch, see some things
Yeah.
get painted.
Ask
I think
questions. Yeah.
ask
It's
questions.
just
Yeah, get comfortable with it, and yeah, your first models may not be. They're not going to look like. So I'm trying to paint this. Is what I'm trying to do effectively. I found someone, and I'll just give a little shout out here to another channel called Watch It Paint It,
oh,
and
cool.
they have some nice little videos, and they step through like sort of speed painting one of these things. So I'm using their kind of color scheme as a guide, and I'm
Nice.
just kind of doing like paint by numbers. I'm just trying to like fill in the same things, and
Right. Yeah.
it won't end up looking as
What you
nice
painted
as
that is so
watch it
cool.
paint it. Yeah. So I'll show
That's
everyone where
funny.
things are at now. I'll give a little quick little update.
Sure.
Let me see here, because I've now got the pink on, which I think was the right call. Uh,
Yeah.
so you can see it on the belt there, hopefully, and on the spear, on the handle of the spear. Spots where it looks like maybe the pink isn't there, it's more like the metallics reflecting.
Mhm.
But I do see a couple of spots I want to darken up a little bit, which I'll
Neat.
do.
How you
But
feeling about your mini right now?
you know what? Not too bad. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got an area that is going to be particularly challenging, which
Yeah.
is the blue. So if you look, I'll show on the picture here. Like, look at the blue's got to go in there on the shield in that area,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I'm also realizing there's an entire area I missed again. Look at that. So see the face on the shield? That big giant
Yeah.
gold face?
Yeah.
Guess who did not do the big giant gold face in gold? I'm going back
D-Rod.
again.
OMG.
OMG.
OMG. It happens. No worries.
There we
I'm
go
just glad
again.
that you're painting after having a hiatus in that part of the
Yeah,
hobby.
yeah, I'm glad too. It's fun to have this excuse to kind of get the paints back out because it is really fun. And you know what else is really fun? I gotta
What?
say,
What?
doing it with somebody else. Like
Yay!
this is really fun to be able to just kind of hang out, chat with the
Yeah.
chat with you,
Less
and
pressure too.
yeah,
And
it feels more relaxed.
I haven't really streamed with. I just started streaming with friends.
Yeah,
I just tried it once before this, so my idea is I've met so many amazing people in the hobby throughout these last couple of years,
yeah,
and I many of them are in other parts of the U.S. or other parts of the world even,
yeah.
and it's not possible to get together and paint. So I'm
Hang
like,
out.
I want
Yeah,
to paint with my friends, what with the people that I've been getting to know, and I want to see what have a conversation with them and stream with them. So that's kind of what my plan is, just
hey, you're
to
making it happen. I'd say it's
yeah, just
happening right now.
having yeah having
Yeah.
having just people that I know and appreciate, and just share time doing some hobbying. I would love to do at least once a month. So that's coming up. I did start a new like stream on Mondays
Yes.
called Murder Mystery Miniature Monday. I don't know if you've heard of
Okay. Tell
Bailey
me about this.
Sarian.
Tell me about this.
So what I
This
do
sounds
is I
interesting.
paint a miniature while I tell you a true crime story.
Oh
That's
wow.
that's basically it.
That's clever because true crime is super popular,
Yeah,
right? So,
exactly. Like I've seen Bailey Sarian, she does like something similar with makeup, and I
mhm,
love her videos. And I'm like, I haven't seen anything like that with miniature painting, so
why not?
I might just do that, see what happens. So yeah, that's next Monday, and I might be painting Towerette. It's gonna be
Yeah,
late at night, so
after dark with the
yeah, after
anatomically
dark.
correct
Yeah,
palette.
well, yeah, it's at 9, between 8:30 and 9, depending on what my kids are doing. But uh, that's on Mondays. Murder Mystery Miniature Monday. So yeah, then you have a reason to not hate Mondays anymore because you get to see minis painted.
I'm
So
kind
I
of
look
curious.
working on those wings. If you can see here,
Yeah, let's see.
hang on.
Oh, and the other side there too, eh?
This is the other, yeah, the other side's kind of a pink. So
Oh,
it's
that's
just like
cool.
a fluor tone with pink and purples. And somebody's following. Hey, Foxy1, thank you so much for the follow. Oh wait, hang on a sec. I love painting with you. Oh yes, Jess and I and John
Yes.
actually painted together on John's channel, and we're doing it again this Thursday. I just remember that. So
Oh, fun.
if you guys wanna go check us out, we're gonna be painting there. Legend says I went up to Tom Vasel Dice Towers West. I said I can show you something. He responded, prototype. I realized my approach was wrong. I said my painted marble United miniatures. He said sure, and sat down and looked at them.
I have to confess, I can sympathize with Tom a little bit there. I've definitely been at conventions where someone has
Where-
very enthusiastically wanted to show me their latest prototype, and I have to
yeah,
tell you, there's
yeah.
probably nothing that interests me less than
Hmm.
a prototype of a game, and that is again just my personal thing. Like, there's lots of people who
Right.
love like prototypes and checking out and game testing and all that sort of thing,
Interesting. Yeah.
but again, there's just so many published games, and
I know. Yeah.
I can barely find the
Right.
time to play the games that actually exist. That I
Let
have a
alone.
hard
Yeah.
time getting invested in
Hmm.
something that doesn't exist yet. But there are people who definitely love doing that kind of play testing, and thank goodness they do, because that's what leads to the better games when they finally do get published, right?
Hmm. Right.
But
Yeah.
especially at a convention too, that's not the place where I want to like stop in the middle of everything
Exactly.
and
I was gonna say it's just probably like, yeah, I like to just keep going if that's okay with you.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll catch you later. Here, Honor Guard 88 redeemed speak Spanish for 1 minute. Oh man, that's the first time ever somebody redeemed that.
What's been
So
redeemed?
I'm sorry, Rodney. I will have to speak Spanish for 1 minute.
Oh, bring it
I'll,
on.
I'll I'll set up my timer,
Okay.
and yeah, that's one of my redemptions. Yeah, it's the first time I see it, so it's
While
fun.
you do that, I got to figure out what in the heck I'm going to do for this next part.
Ok, esta es mi miniatura de Ankh. Pueden ver que tenemos diferentes colores. Tienen esta deidad egipcia. Dicen que los griegos hicieron el fénix basado en Venu de Egipto. Y porque Venu ha renacido renacido del fuego y de las cenizas como un fénix. Entonces, por eso dicen eso. Así que me quedan solamente 15 segundos. Gracias por
Oh,
estar aquí. Espero
sorry.
que... Oh,
Sorry for
pasó algo
yelling.
a Rodney.
I
Y
just paint
tengo
pot
5
exploded all over my
segundos.
hand here. It's
Oh,
fine.
algo le pasó. Ok. Ahí vamos y terminamos. All done.
Okay.
What happened, Rodney? What? I can't leave
I
you
had
alone 1 minute. What happened?
I know. I can't leave him alone for 1 minute. Yeah, yeah, paint. Ugh. Well,
It's just you have a spell. You had a spell.
not a spill. I was trying to open up the pot and it like stuck. Um, it was stuck pretty tight, and so
Oh,
when it finally popped open, it kind of exploded. Like it kind of spit the
oh
paint.
man. Oh, Chris tells
Um,
me that I have to tell that joke. Sorry about that. I missed that
oh,
one.
did we miss a dad
Oops.
joke?
Yeah, somebody redeemed a dad joke, so I gotta give him. I gotta give my followers what they want.
Absolutely.
So
Exorado wants me to
just
speak in French. Ha ha ha.
do you speak French?
Je ne peux parler français.
Oh no,
Un
pourquoi?
peu. One time for my kids, I made a French song out of all the French words I know.
Hmm.
So I can sing you that after you do the dad joke if you want.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of "For the Fafa" by Flight of the Conchords? Flight of the
Oh yeah,
Conchords.
Fly the Concords.
Yeah, have you ever
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
that? That's a
I'm
song.
sure I have, but I don't
With the
remember it off.
Fafa, just like they just make up this song with all these random
Yes.
French words. It's awesome. Okay, let's see here. Um, hmm. These are
Are you
not
trying to
very.
find a good
Yeah,
dad
a
joke? Is that the
good out of all the
hmm?
bad ones.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
I'm about to put the blue on.
Oh, okay. When does a joke become a dad joke, Rodney? Rodney.
I don't know, Al. When does a joke become a dad joke?
When it becomes apparent.
Oh, that's good. I like that one. When it becomes apparent.
When it
Apparently,
becomes
that one
apparent.
is a dad joke. Well done.
Yay!
Well done. Good,
Oh
good
my
hunt to
goodness.
find for that one.
Okay, now we need s'il vous plaît, if we can
Oh,
sing in
right,
français.
right. I agreed to that, didn't I?
Yes, yes, you did. You
This is
can't.
the,
Yeah,
see,
did not forget, and I'm not
this is
backing
the
from that.
problem when you're painting. Like I'm not. I kind of forget what I'm
What
committing
you're
to.
saying.
I'm sort of focused.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. Here we go. All right. So. Je suis dans le grand rouge pantalon. C'est bon, c'est bon, c'est bon, bon, bon. Les enfants mangent le pantalon. Arrêtez, arrêtez, fermez la porte. So the
Oh my!
translation of that is, thank you, thank you,
I got
thank
some
you.
of that. That's funny.
We are in the big red pants. Je suis
Yes.
dans le grand rouge pantalon. They're good. They're good. They're good candy. Um, the children start to eat the pants. Stop, stop, close the door. I don't know. Like I said, it was just me trying to figure out how to put all of the
Oh
words
my
I know in
goodness.
French into a song.
That
So
is so funny. Oh
yeah,
my goodness, that's the best. I got some of that, and I was just like, wait, did he say that?
yeah. That's a normal rational
Yeah,
response,
yeah, he
Al, to
did.
have. Did he just say
Oh
that?
man, that's amazing. Alrighty, can I ask you the last question here?
Sure.
Alrighty. Wait, I have a couple more, but I just
Oh,
get this
feel free
last
to ask
one.
whatever you want. How are we doing for time? Time's just
Okay.
flying.
Yeah, it is, and
How long have we been doing this for?
um, 1 hour. That's it.
No kidding. Okay, well, let's keep going.
Alrighty.
I got more to paint
So
here.
we have, what's your favorite Warhammer chapter? I'm not even
Oh,
sure what that means.
interesting question. All right, all right. Actually, I have one of them here. That's actually a bit of a coincidence. I did bring a
Okay.
couple other models I painted, just
That's
in
a
case
first.
this turned out horribly terrible. I could go, well, look, I have painted some decent ones once in my
Yeah.
life. Um, my favorite chapter is the boring chapter,
The
the
boring chapter.
Ultramarines, the blue
Oh,
boys.
okay. I know those guys.
Yeah, they're my favorite. And
Why
I
do you
didn't
like them so
realize
much?
until I was talking to some of my other like Warhammer friends that they're kind of the hated chapter because,
I
you
know that.
know,
I don't know why there's so much hate
I don't know,
towards
hate's
them.
maybe a bit strong, but they were
Yeah, but like,
because
mm,
I guess they're like sort of like the cops. They're like the police. They're the
gotcha.
self-righteous. They're self-righteous. Like they
Oh,
work
yeah, yeah,
directly for
yeah.
the
I get that.
empire. We're going to like come in here and convert everyone to our way of thinking. I think
Yeah,
maybe that's part of it. I don't know the lore behind all the stuff, but I'll
yeah.
show you my ultramarine.
Yes, please.
Let me show you.
I'm just working on some OSL here
And
right
this
now.
is perhaps the miniature. If I was to say I was proud of a
Oh yeah.
particular miniature,
Oh
this is
wow, that's
probably the one
awesome.
I'm the most proud of. Um,
That Canadian flag on the
it
arm patch.
isn't. No, it isn't. It's
Oh,
actually one of
I
their
can't see
chapters.
really that
Yeah,
far,
it's a red skull because of course
but
it is.
yeah,
Everything's skulls. This one though
that's
this is the one
amazing.
I did more recently. That's the one I did. I kind of showed the process on Instagram actually.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I really had a good
I
time.
love
I
that.
really had a good
Yeah,
time doing this one,
yeah,
especially the
that's a
shield. The
really good
shield's
one.
so fun because it's
Yeah,
got that
definitely the
face.
focus of interest. Yeah,
Yeah,
for the mini is very cool.
yeah.
So
Um,
Ultramarines, there,
alternate, and my
there you
real favorite is the Beaky Boys. Like do you remember the original?
go.
Like because they used to have a snout on their helmet, like came down to a point, and it's
Oh yeah,
only
yeah. They're aren't they coming back with those now?
they are, yeah, because they're doing
Yeah,
Horus Heresy, which is kind of the age that those came from. Like
yeah,
that's when they had their helmets shaped that way. And that's
yeah.
when I first started painting. That's what I had. I had a kit that had one of those Beaky Boys and a
Beaky
paint set,
Boys.
and I really enjoyed.
Looking for
That's
a
how I kind
band.
of learned to paint miniatures was with that. That's a great way to learn. If someone's sitting there going like, how
Yeah,
do I even get into it?
yeah.
You can buy a starter paint set that will come with a
Hmm.
miniature and like 5 or 6 colors that would be necessary to paint that
To
miniature.
paint those,
Yeah, and it
right?
usually will come with a brush or two, and so you
Hmm.
can learn to assemble and you can learn to paint. And there's so many good YouTube videos. You can come watch Elle paint, and just kind of
Hmm.
get a sense of
Yep,
like, okay, here's what's involved.
I'll be here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Elle, what is your favorite food? I think we're missing the food talk on this trip. Yeah, we don't talk about food here enough, I guess.
Oh, let's talk about
Um,
food then.
my favorite food, okay, uh, obviously Argentine food because that's just what I grew up with.
Right?
And but something that people don't know, and when they, sorry, that's my thing here again.
Your paint mixer.
When
Yeah.
they, yeah, when they ask me, like I've never had Mexican food before
Hmm.
until I moved to the US. So people look at me because I speak Spanish. That's just
Right.
expect me to like spicy food or have beans or like
Is Argentinian food spicy or no?
no.
No. Okay.
It's very much European style food,
Hmm. Right.
and that we don't have. Like I never had a taco or a burrito until I moved here, and people are
Right.
like, "Well, how so?" And it's like, can you see in your head like how far Mexico is from where I'm from? It's just
Yeah.
like
You're
me
right.
telling you like, why don't you eat food from Australia or something? I mean, it's just
Yes.
like because you
Yes.
speak English, and
Right.
it's just it took me a bit to realize that that's how people would. You don't like spicy food? What? Are you even
Right.
Latin? And I was like, well, yeah, but I guess we're different in different countries. But I love. Once I tried Mexican food, I was mad because I'm like,
Oh.
what? How is it that I grew up without eating this? This is not
It went
okay,
from
right?
being frustrated that people made that association falsely to being
Yes,
like, well, I wish I had actually had
I
some of this
wish I
sooner,
had,
maybe.
and everything in this world is dumb because yes, I love
That's great.
Mexican food so much. So every time like I can have something that or somebody's making Mexican food, I'm happy. And somebody say, "Oh, it's in your blood." No, whatever. But
Yeah.
I love it. I really do love it. And I will say maybe that's just my favorite right now because it changes. I don't know.
Sure.
What's your favorite foods? I mean, other than Argentine food.
Um. Well, I'm gonna give my okay. So I would say a donair is probably my favorite food. East coast of Canada, we make pretty good donairs here. Have you ever had a donair
Donaires.
before?
No.
Okay. So
Explain. Tell me more.
I
What
will
is
tell
that?
you more. Just one second here. But I will say this: one of the things that's always been funny with food for me over the course of my life has morphed quite a bit. I'm not really much of a foodie.
Okay, me
And
neither.
people
No,
talk about their favorite foods and like their favorite restaurants and stuff. And I
I'm
find that
not. I'm not there. Yeah.
yeah, food for me tends to be more of speed bump in my day. Like I got something I'm trying to do, and now I have to eat. So
Right. Yeah.
to me, food tends to be more like fuel. I'm just more like, okay, eat and get on to the next thing. I generally don't
Right.
sit and savor a meal most of the time. So
Or
I
go
feel,
like different restaurants in the city to try
yeah.
different things. Or
And
I'm
also, I
kind
think
of
that
like
has to
that
do with
too. Yeah.
my upbringing a little bit because I wouldn't say we had a very adventurous like uh, palate,
Cuisine.
in terms
Yeah.
of as a family,
Yeah.
sort of standard meals that weren't
Yeah.
very exciting. So I never
Yeah.
grew to like appreciate that so much. But
Right.
um, a donair, it's
Down there.
funny because if you look up I've just found a little link online how to make the
Okay.
famous Atlantic Canadian Halifax
Ooh.
donair. So
Ooh, that
I
sounds
grew up in
interesting.
Halifax. So Halifax is where I
Foster
grew
the
up. So that's
Meeple, thank you for the follow.
hey Foster the Meeple, my friends from Foster Meeple. Hello Jeff or Jamie. Probably Jeff. I'm gonna say it's Jeff. Hello Jeff.
Oh, hey Jeff, how's it going? Thanks for hanging out with us.
I think Jeff might be taking a little
He's
bit of a day
Rod-
today.
Rodney is about to tell me how to make this delicious Atlantic food. So,
And I'm trying to tell you this while I'm painting the most stressful part of the entire
mm,
model.
mhm, mhm,
This is like
mhm.
a version of Hot Wings right here. Hot ones, I should say, hot ones. Um, Okay, so it's made with I'm sort of reading off of the site just so I make sure I get it
Yeah,
right,
go
in case
ahead.
anyone's keeping track at home. It's made with a spiced ground beef, tomatoes, onions, topped with, and this is the thing, a uniquely
Ooh.
delicious garlic donair sauce. I don't know how to
Oh,
describe donair sauce to you, but it is it's a beautiful thing, is what it is.
oh my
And it's all
goodness.
wrapped inside of like a steamed kind of like pita bread.
Yeah,
So
I'm
if
sold.
someone is to go to dishesanddustbunnies.com, you'll see like a nice picture of what a donair looks like. I could actually post the link
Doner
potentially.
sauce is key, Foster the Meeple says.
I think if I post a link, it'll get blocked, and then when your mods can open it up or something,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, do
But
that, guys.
Grace. And you'll see like a picture. If you scroll down, you'll see a picture of like kind of what the meat looks like when it's being cooked. Now, I've had a
Hmm.
donair in Germany, and I would say it was not the same. And to my tastes,
Hmm.
no offense to our German friends, because Germans make all kinds of amazing foods, but the
Yeah,
donair was not. I was like,
it was
it
not
made me
their
feel.
specialty.
In a way, it made me feel good. I'm like, well, I'm kind of glad because I wanted this to be our thing. Yeah,
Right.
it's sort of like I imagine it's like
Hey, that makes sense.
if you had pizza in Italy, right? You'd
Right.
expect it to maybe be a little better than the pizza you might have,
Yeah.
or pasta or something. Like when you have it
Yeah.
in the home country, you expect it to be
Right. Yes.
maybe a little better.
So that made you feel good. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
First time chat from Worth. I hope I said that right.
Hello, first time
Um,
chat.
what
Nice to have you here.
what did you baby booze? I don't know. I guess we're doing okay.
Yeah, we're doing good. I'm painting a miniature with my friend Al here, and
Oh
it's
my
going
goodness.
okay. I think I'm doing all right. It's probably
Oh
time for an update soon on my mini.
yes. Uh-oh, the Rodney bot looks as if it's about to overload its circuits, says a Foxy.
Yeah, well, listen, I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something I'm very self-conscious of, El, and your
What?
audience here can confirm this or not.
Okay,
But
lots of yeah.
when I'm painting,
Yeah.
I feel like I go a little slack-jawed. Like this little, like my mouth starts to go into contortions as I'm like, you
Your
know,
oh your mouth? Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Like when I remember when I was young and I was playing video games on the Atari 400. Where's all
Oh
my Atari
wow.
400 people at? Come on, let's hear it. Um, my mom like took a picture of me
Not me.
playing.
I'm way too young. Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but my mom took a
Just kidding.
picture of me playing, and I'm just like my mouth's in this weird position because I'm just not paying attention to like my muscles.
To what she's doing.
I'm too into it,
Um,
exactly, and so I worry I'm a little into it right now. I don't know what my face is doing.
right. No, I get
Uh,
it. I get it.
Oxyander, or sorry, Oxradar, has a question for us.
Let's see. Uh,
I want to answer it, but then
I missed. I missed it.
it's asking. I got here. Do you
Oh,
mostly
here.
follow a reference image when painting, or also do your own creation? Well, El, you go first on that one. What's your answer? Do you
I
mostly
do
follow a
both.
reference? Do
I
both.
do both. I try to for like for example, I have if I have more than one mini to paint, I
Mm-hmm.
usually try to do one from like the art reference, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to do right now
Yeah.
with this guy.
Right.
And then the next one, I usually give it my touch of razzle dazzle.
Razzle dazzle. I like it.
So yeah, I like creating things that are different. I tell you, like I went to Adepticon and played Legion with my friends, and I have a rainbow dewback. I don't know if you saw
Yeah.
it. Her name
Yeah.
is Penny the Slayer,
Nice.
and yeah, I named my minis, you guys. Sorry. And I painted my first dewback just the regular green brown colors, and then that's Sally. And then when I painted Penny, I just went. I painted it for Pride Month, and I went all in with all the colors and
Mm.
textures. And oh my goodness, every time anybody walked by our table, they would just say, "Oh my word, look at that Chewbacca!" I know it's just like she
Right.
was definitely the center of attention there. But it was, yeah, I love doing things that are different sometimes too because it's just part of the creative process too of how you know do things and just leaving your mark in the world a bit. I don't know. Maybe
I think
I'm
that's awesome. Yeah,
overthinking it.
I tend to because I tend to stick more to the I do look more like I said earlier, kind of almost like paint by numbers. I look at something I like the look of, and I go, how close can I get to that? And some of that's
Right.
because, in part, I find my painting time is somewhat limited, and so
Right. That
there's a
makes
little
sense.
part of me. It's like I don't want to have to think about what would look good. I just want to do what I know will look good, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. No, that makes
Whereas
sense.
if I was doing more painting, especially if I was doing a personal army or something, I would want to put a little touch of me or my sensibilities into it somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
used to paint, Necromunda figures, because I used to play the original Necromunda,
Mm-hmm.
and my favorite faction was the Delac. Give it up, all the Delac people in the chat, right? Anybody? No. Okay. So so those ones, you know, I would pick color schemes that matched kind of my interests, right?
Okay.
Okay,
Gotcha.
time for a little picture update. I got some
Okay,
blue.
let's do it.
I got the blue on now. So there's blue on the
Oh my goodness.
shield.
Oh, that looks a lot better.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's starting to fill
That
in. So
looks
now
so
it's
good
time
now.
to do. I got some blue on my fingers, as you can see, as well. Nice shade
Yeah.
of blue. Now it's time to do that plume on the head. And once I do that,
I think we can, yeah.
once I have that done, I'll have all the sort of base colors on it, I think, for the most part.
Nice.
For the most part.
I'm just trying to move here. Okay. Sorry, the sun is coming out here, so I can see like my camera. I don't know how long it's looking like this, guys. Sorry, but it's just like super bright.
Yes, I see what you mean. Yes, you're like lit right up. You're like a bright sunny day yourself.
Yeah, I went to just check the window a bit. So just give me 1 sec here.
Yeah, you do that.
Just
I'll
move this really quick. Entertain them, Rodney, for me.
Yeah, I will. Sir Beersworth, we're not both doing Age of Sigmar. I am, and Elle is doing one from Ankh, the board game.
Yep.
It's kind of like a phoenix looking mini, but it's not a phoenix. It's Benu, I think.
Benu, yes.
Yeah, which I believe you said may be inspired.
Yes,
the phoenix,
inspired
right?
the Greek.
Yeah.
Doing the whoops. There you go. It's my camera. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you sound great.
Oh, okay. Because my camera turned off for a sec. All right, there. I'm not just like this.
SC Jamie, Secret Cabal Jamie. Hey, Jamie. How's it going, man?
Hello.
Saying, you go slack job when you paint? Haha, I used to let my tongue hang out of my mouth when I would play guitar. My wife would make fun of me. Yeah, like when you get engaged in an activity, it's easy to kind of forget what your other muscles are doing, you know?
I know.
Yeah. So I'm trying not to do that there. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm trying to dedicate 10% of my energy to, what is your mouth doing right now, Rodney? Stop it.
Thank you, James. Yeah, no worries. If you're being called for work, that will be just okay. I'm so happy that you were able to be here today.
You know the DM. I would like to do some plaid on a mini. Have an excuse to do that. That would
I don't think I've ever done plaid. If I ever do, I'll probably tag you if I ever do it, so you can see.
I hope so.
It'd probably be a yellow plaid, just because it's a
look at us today. Again, anyone joining us, this was not planned. The yellow plaid was not planned. A wild coincidence. And you know the odds of it. We could probably figure out the odds of it because you have 7 plaid shirts. Did you say 7?
Yeah, I have 7.
And I have, I believe, 28.
Oh my word!
So somebody could do the math on what the odds were of that. And you didn't have to wear plaid today. Maybe the odds went up because I was joining that you wore plaid today.
Yeah, I did tell you I will wear plaid in your honor. You probably thought I was joking, but I wasn't. I was.
Well, the thing is, I don't remember when you told me that. Did you tell me that back in December when we first started talking?
No.
Or was that more recent?
Maybe. No, I told you recently. Recently.
Well, I hang on every word you say, so I definitely didn't forget. Okay. It's time. I'm going to do. You got such a bright paint job you're doing. It's time for me to throw a little more color on mine. I'm putting the Griffhound orange on the plume.
Oh yeah.
So this is going to be
Fuga and orange right now, which is a shade. It's not.
This is really going to pop. Hopefully.
This is a shade tone, but kind of trying to tie the colors together here in the fire before I add some of my highlights. But
we got a great miniature painter here joining us because SC Jamie is brilliant.
Jamie. Oh, what's up, SC Jamie? How's it going? I haven't. I need to keep up with the chat here. June. Let me go up.
Jamie, you probably haven't painted something too recently, but what was the last thing you painted? If you're still here, I'd be curious to know what has been on your table. Jamie usually has like several different things going at once.
Yeah,
I'd be curious.
I know. Been there too. It's
you've been there. You know,
we want to do everything and all of it, and then nothing gets done. Juno, the DM, says Rodney's sensibilities on his army plaid space marines.
Yeah, Plaid Space Marines. That'd be
Sorry,
difficult.
that's a hard word for me in English because the I there really
Hmm.
throws me off. And a lot of people, when I moved here, they just laughed at things that I mispronounced.
Sure.
And that was one of them. Played. You had a plaid shirt? You
Right,
mean
right. I
plaid?
gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Wait, there's an I in there. What? I don't know.
It's funny how like
Uh,
that's something else coming over like when I was learning a bit of German and
yeah.
realizing that the V's and W's are the reverse of what V's and W's sound like in English, you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So it's hard to do that, switch that off in your brain when
It
you're used to
is.
seeing it one and hearing it one way, right? And then
Just realized that you mini color scheme Rodney match your shirt. Your mini color scheme does it a little bit?
well,
Yeah, the
mine does.
teal.
Mine definitely does
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's kind of
definitely.
yellow and blue and white. And yep, that's exactly what I'm wearing. And there's even a dash of like red in here, which would match kind of the plume. So yeah, boy, I tell you, this again, not planned, just random.
Gina says, looking for. Don't we all looking forlornly at this Marvel Crisis Protocol minis? I know, yeah. The last thing I painted, SC Jamie says,
Yeah,
was a Soul Blight warband
warband for
for
Warcry.
Warcry. Yeah.
Nice. Those are awesome. They're like all the ghostly, ghouly.
Yeah.
Um, actually, the Grave Lords are they kind of the vampires as well, Jamie? I can't remember if this. They might be. They might be.
Rodney.
Mm.
Rodney J, what is the most useless talent you have?
The most useless talent I have. I
Mm-hmm.
knew that question might get asked. You give me a
Mm-hmm.
little peek at some of the
Mm-hmm.
questions that might be coming in. I think the
Mm-hmm.
most useless talent I have is that uh I can juggle like three balls, which I don't think is a thing you can use in any other way than just to juggle. You know what I mean?
You can entertain people
I
like
will
kids. I mean, I bet your kids were like,
That's
"Whoa,
true.
Dad, you can do that. How you do that?" I mean,
So I will
yes,
try to do
okay.
that right now. And I
OMG, here we
realized
go.
doing that in
And I'll
front of
grab
all
my
the
Star Wars
miniatures and the
questions
paint.
for James.
Here we
Redeem
go.
a Star Wars question, Star Wars
So
trivia
there's my
question.
juggling talent
There you go.
on display. Doing. Thank you.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
Oh
Do the
gosh.
background
Now,
music.
I got a little nervous there at the end.
Awesome. Can you
Thank you. Thank you.
juggle miniatures? Somebody says, Panda says.
Well,
I wouldn't.
all
I
right.
wouldn't.
Since you asked for it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it's happening. It's happening.
Well, I'm not going to
Okay.
juggle my Ultramarine. That's my favorite model. Give me one
No,
second. I'll grab
not
another
that
one.
one.
We'll see if I
Okay.
can
I'll
juggle
I'll
three
tell you
Stormcast Eternals.
while you do that. I'm gonna look
I'll
for
be right
a
back.
Star Wars trivia question for James. Um. Okay. Where? No, sorry. Who? Maybe Rodney will know this. Who is the only rebel pilot to survive all three movies in the original trilogy? Did you hear that question, Rodney?
I didn't know. I had my headphones off.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Who's the only rebel pilot to survive all three movies in the original Star Wars trilogy? Somebody
I
redeem a
know.
Star Wars trivia question.
I bet the audience knows this. I bet Jamie knows this.
Okay.
I don't know this.
Let me see your let me see what you got.
I'm going to say
Book
it's
of Nerds,
Wedge.
yes. Wedge Antilles, yes.
I'm going to
You
say it's
guys
Wedge because
got
that's
it.
what the audience said.
Yes. You got it, and now you get bragging rights for that.
Okay,
All
so
right.
three minis, juggling three minis.
All right,
What's the
here we go.
worst
Here we
that can
go.
happen?
And
One of
here I
them
go with the
painted really
background noise.
nicely. They're all the exact same miniature, so they should be the same weight. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Let's try again. I got a little too
Let's try again.
ambitious.
Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness, look at him go.
There we go.
Yeah!
You know what I realized was happening as I was doing that? It was that guitar thing that Jamie was talking about. I could feel my tongue coming out like, this is too much.
I didn't even notice that. No, that's the thing about being self-conscious. Like you just notice things that nobody else does.
Yeah, true.
You know, you just get nervous. That's look count. look too technically, I suppose. Yes. Oh, incoming clip I hear
Oh,
from
come on now. This
from
is
Chris.
just between us friends here.
Come on, come on. Uh,
Okay.
okay, sorry. This is like when I do eyes. It's just the moment that I don't breathe. So,
Oh, I hear you. I'm ruining my miniature right now. I'm in the
oh
process of
no, why?
putting
Whoops.
I'm putting I'm putting contrast and it's running into areas I don't want it. Come
Get
on
it
now,
out, get it
contrast.
out.
I'm trying. That's the nice thing about contrast is it is a bit runny, so
I know.
you can kind of suck it back up into your brush if your brush is
Yes.
dry. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying.
Trying.
I'm doing a
Right.
part of the model that's mostly kind of white, and I find
Hmm.
white to be very challenging to work with and around.
It is. I have troubles when I have to paint black or white.
Hmm.
It's always a challenge to
James
make
would
it
like to know
look
what you've
right.
played recently.
What's
Elle,
that?
what have you played recently?
Um, what have I played? I haven't played much lately, but I've been playing a lot of like games with my kids. Actually, we have a
Yeah,
game night.
what do you like playing with them?
Um, our favorite one. Some of our favorites are Outfoxed,
Yes.
The Floor is Lava, which is like an actual game that you would put pads on the floor and with
Wow.
other one. Oh, and then now the
Yes.
super hit with my kids,
What's the hit?
it's the egg game where you just put
Go
it in a
Cuckoo.
cup. What's that?
No. Is it Go Cuckoo or something
I
different?
No, it's you just grab a regular egg,
Oh, okay.
you put a container on it, and then you
Yes.
just go turns like putting your hand on top of it, and then one of them can get the container, and then the other person has to react quickly to see that the egg is open. So yeah, it's just a silly game with the kids,
Sure.
and yeah, we use a lot of eggs for those. Also, it's a mess.
It sounds like it.
Also, we like the one with what's the one with the hand that comes over your face? Uh, God, they love that. We
I
put
don't know
whipped
which
cream
one.
on it. It's just like a you
Oh,
just spin
and it
a
like it slaps
number.
you in the face.
Yes, and then you click it, and then it just
Yeah.
that one.
It's kind of like a little push your luck kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. Right. I'm with you.
Yes. So Fox is great. We love another one with Hedgehog Roll is really good. Zombie Kids is amazing.
Yep.
Uh, Zombie
Yeah,
Kids is such
Zombie
a
Kids
great game.
is actually really
It's
surprising. It's a little like
I
just a bit of a
know.
legacy game, right?
I
For
know. Yeah. It's a
Pie Face. Pie Face. That's the one. Trash Panda said
Pie
it. Pie
Face.
Face.
Yes, that one. Yeah, we loved it because it was kind of like a little campaign, and then
Yeah.
after playing many missions you get to open your envelopes, and it was a big deal opening those.
Yeah.
So it was that was a fun one. We still play it because it's just really good.
Yeah. I was impressed by that one
Okay,
too.
so you answer what is your most useless talent. I don't. I was just thinking about that because I wanted
Hmm.
to maybe say something too, but I don't know if it's a useless talent, but I think of it as a superpower that I have,
What's that? What's that?
and I'll share it with you guys. I do not get brain freezes. Like I have no idea what that feels like.
Greatest superpower ever. Eat that, Superman.
I know, eat it in your face. I bet that you can just can't even like get a slushy or anything without getting a. My kids call it freeze heads. You know,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. I
mommy,
know what
I
you're
have
talking
a
about.
freeze head. But yeah, I
You
have
have
no
something too
idea
cold
what
too
that feels
quickly.
like. Yeah, no, never had one, and that's my superpower, you guys.
That's
I played
incredible.
2 games of Paint the Roses and one Foundation of Rome. Quirky Circuits
Hey,
will be released
Slivers.
this weekend. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That
Paint the
sounds like a lot
Roses
of
is
fun.
great. I really enjoy Paint the Roses.
Yeah,
Foundations of Rome, I haven't played. That's the one that's like the
yeah.
gigantically obnoxious game with all the wild building miniatures. I'm really interested in playing it because
Hmm.
Emerson Matsuichi, who makes, I don't know if I've played a game of his I haven't just been super impressed
Loved.
by. And what's
Nice.
interesting about his games is they're so refined down to whatever the most fun thing is about that particular
Right.
style of game he's creating.
Hmm.
He just shaves that thing right down to the best little bits of it, and
Yeah,
really enjoy his
that's
games.
awesome. Well, this is what I have done so
Yeah, I'm
far.
kind of at my
And
point too, where I think I'm
yeah,
I'm sort of
I
done.
think I'm just gonna call it for today.
Yeah,
All the base colors are in, and pretty happy with it. I think my favorite is just like the underside with the purple and pink.
yeah, that looks
Uh,
really, really cool.
I'm really excited to see how this.
Like the blending of all the colors.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mine's a little more straightforward. Now, the one thing I don't have on mine yet is any like highlights or anything. But honestly,
Yeah.
for an hour and a half of painting, I would
Yeah.
normally never get this much done. Like this is, in my
Oh my
opinion, I
goodness.
could put that on the table and play with it and feel pretty good about it, I think.
That's
So
awesome.
it's
I'm
not
happy to
based,
hear
obviously.
that.
Yeah,
So yeah,
you did
you
it, Al.
told
You
you
got me
you
to
got
paint
this.
another
You can,
model.
yeah, yeah. And we can do it again sometime whenever your
Yeah.
schedule is free in 15,000 months. So we can work something out.
Oh, it can happen. We'll
And
figure something out. Thank you for being so persistent. Like, thanks for being being
persistent is
patient with
just
me
nice.
because it's something I wanted to do with you. Someone else I want to. I'm hoping in the future to be able to join uh, Amanda Panda and A Foxy as well in a
Nice.
stream. If
I'll
people will
definitely
have
be
me
there.
after I keep putting them off forever, but I hope to.
Well, I'm really really happy to be able to do this with you, and to everyone at home. I appreciate your time hanging out with us. And now we're gonna find somebody to raid if that's okay with
See you,
you.
Jamie. Yeah, let's go raid somebody.
Um, let's as I usually say, you don't have to stay there the whole time, but it's nice to give them a follow or see what they're doing and just hanging out for a little bit. Show them some appreciation because
Yeah, it's a nice little energy
twitching
boost, right?
twitching is hard. Okay, I mean
Yeah.
doing this is just not an easy feat.
You make it seem easy, Al.
Oh, thank you. It's not. You can ask John. I almost cried 3 times. Okay.
You streaming isn't easy for John, I think is how it goes.
Okay, let me see who I have on. Oh
I
my
do,
goodness,
Jess.
my
I
internet.
do like rolling rights and flipping right
Mhm.
fills. A lot. Recent quick ones, Dungeons, Dice and Danger from Ravensburger. Really enjoying that. Um, what's the one from Uwe Rosenberg? It's so super simple. Second Chance. Second Chance. So simple. I really enjoy that one too. Yeah.
Nice. All right, so I found here. Okay, sorry. It's just
That's all
my
right.
internet's just going really slow right now. But I see that Nikki calls is live, and if you have not known, never heard of her, you will love her stuff. She is an amazing painter and a
So
very sweet
surprise her.
person. And yeah, she'll be happy to see us. I hope. Uh,
What are you all doing in here?
what? Get out. Okay. Nikki calls.
Good to see you, A
Yeah, just say
Foxy
hi,
and
hang out,
Angel, USM.
and
Thanks for the kind words about the minis too.
yes, thank you so much, guys, for coming and hanging out with us, and thank you so much to Rodney Smith, the legend, to for being
I'm worried,
here with us
I'm worried
with
what the
me
legend
today
is going to be now. The legend's going to be juggling and bad raps.
and rapping, yes, and
Blue paint on your
singing
fingers.
Bohemian Rhapsody. What else happened? Oh, you
Uh,
sang all your really amazing French songs.
French songs, yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So
Can we do this
thank you.
over and change the legend? I'd like to go back.
No, it's
No,
there's
okay,
no returns.
all right.
All right, thank you guys. You have a great day, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, have a
Bye
good day, everybody.
bye. Have a
Take
good day.
care. Bye, Al.
Bye bye.
Bye, bye.